On day 1, I spawned into the redwood forest as a hacker! Ooh, nice! I wonder if there are any computers in this forest that I can hack. Right away, a redstone golem appeared, and he didn't look happy to see me.
Red alert! There's a hacker! Stop right there. This is a no-hacking zone.
Uh-oh, I wish I could remember some sick hacker moves to get me out of this situation, but I can't remember anything. Guess I'd better just run instead. I ran as fast as I could, but that redstone golem was gaining on me. I need to go faster, but I'm just a baby hacker right now. My short little legs can't go any faster than this. Plus, it looks like I only have 10 hearts. I need to be careful.
You weren't careful enough.
Somehow, the redstone golem was right in front of me. How did you do that?
I'm clever. You should know a thing or two about that, hacker.
I don't know a thing, and I definitely don't know 2 things.
Well, here's something to know. You're under arrest, and you're coming with me.
Oh no! On day 2, the redstone golem took me to a base deep just outside the redwood forest and threw me into a prison cell. Hey, I wasn't even doing anything. Let me out.
No, we can't take any risks with hackers. You're just too dangerous.
Oh, come back. I promise not to hack anything for evil.
You're a hacker. Hacking for evil is what you do.
The redstone golem left, and I realized I wasn't alone in the cell. There was a redstone cube in there with me. Oh, hey, what are you in for?
I thought I might be a hacker. I was just trying to learn more about computer systems so I could unlock this safe. Not for stealing it. I swear, it's my safe. I forgot the password. Oh, you probably don't believe me.
No, I believe you. Unlocking stuff with hacking. That sounds so familiar. Wait, I'm remembering something. I think I know how to do that. I had to extend my arm to reach the terminal, but I was able to hack the security system for the cell door. I heard the lock click, and the door opened. I did it. We're free.
Whoa, good job.
I ran out of the prison and out of that base without a second glance.
Thanks, stranger. See you around.
My name's Zozo. Oh, he's already gone. Bye. I'd better get out of here before the guard comes back. Where am I gonna go now? On day 3, I escaped into the untamed wilderness of the redwood forest. Let's see, where does a tiny hacker go in this crazy world? Uh-oh, what was that sound? Oh, it was just my stomach growling. I'm feeling pretty hungry. I better find some food. I explored the forest, searching for something to eat. Then I spotted some wild carrots I could pick. These should do just fine. I dug up the carrots and gobbled them up. Much better. Now I can focus on getting somewhere safe where that redstone golem won't capture me and throw me back in jail.
Did you say you're running from the redstone golem?
Ah! Who's there? A robot stepped out from behind a tree.
Sorry for the scare, son. The name's Robot. Mr. Robot specifically, though my father always hoped I'd become Dr. Robot someday. But I digress. It sounds like you and I have a common enemy.
I don't know if I'd say enemy, but I definitely don't want to run into that guy again.
Well, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. Want to be my friend?
Sure, I could use a friend right now.
Then that makes the redstone golem your enemy. It's airtight logic. What's your name, and how long have you been hacking?
Zozo, and I'm not really sure. I seem to have forgotten a lot of my skills, but I'm sure I can get them back if I try.
Follow me. I've got a place where we can talk more without our enemies overhearing.
Sure, what could go wrong? From day 4 to day 5, I followed Mr. Robot to his base in the Crag Gardens. Whoa, nice place.
Thanks. It took me a while to build it. Lots of hard work, but it was worth it. Nothing worth having comes easily, Zozo. It all takes effort. No pain, no gain, as they say. But you strike me as a fellow who isn't afraid of hard work.
Nope. Only thing I'm afraid of is spiders.
Great, because I need a partner to work with me on my most ambitious project yet. And though I'm the greatest hacker in the land, no man is an island.
Right, of course. You're a robot.
Exactly, and I need an assistant. Someone with the potential to hack as well as I do. Are you up to the task, Zozo?
I think so, but why are you trying to hack into every system in the overworld? It's not for evil, is it?
What? Of course not. I'm just doing it to keep everyone safe. If I hack every system, I can install surveillance software to look out for all kinds of danger. Danger, like that redstone golem that captured you earlier.
Oh yeah, that was scary. Okay, I'll help you.
We only have 100 days to accomplish our mission. If you're ready to join me, take these stone tools and get to work. Assistant, build yourself a base of your own.
You got it, Mr. Robot. I took the stone tools and ventured back out into the Crag Gardens to build my base. I was just about to begin construction when the redstone golem attacked me.
You escaped once, but you won't do it again.
Yes, I will. I fought back, and all of a sudden I fired an energy blast at the redstone golem.
Ouch! I'll be back. You can count on that.
I didn't know I could do that. I feel strong. I think I gained more hearts. I have 30 now, and I think I grew too. Now, back to work on my base. Let me start by clearing out these weeds. From day 6 to day 8, I was building my base when I started thinking about what Mr. Robot said. He made it sound like the whole overworld is filled with danger, but I haven't seen any danger all day. Maybe I'm missing something. As I was talking to myself, I spotted that redstone cube I met while I was in jail. Oh, hey again. You made it out okay.
I did. You did too. Good stuff. Anyway, bye forever.
Wait a second. Have you seen any danger around? I've heard there's tons of it. So much that we need surveillance systems to track it.
I haven't seen much of any. That must mean the dangerous stuff is super sneaky. That's terrifying.
Yeah, my new boss was right.
I'd better go warn people.
Good luck. I was satisfied with my finished modern house, so I headed back to Mr. Robot's place to fill him in. I got a ton of work done on my base today. What should I do next?
I'll tell you, but first, I'm pretty sure I know who you were before you lost your memories. My creator had a best friend, practically an uncle to me, and his son was a talented hacker. Then, he went missing. They never thought he'd turn up again, but I think you're that lost hacker. You're like a cousin to me.
Wow, you're my family.
Yes, indeed, which means we were meant to be together, and you were destined for greatness.
Neato.
I have a mission for you, if you choose to accept it, which I assume you do. You must travel to the desert and confront a powerful royal guard there. He is corrupt, and getting rid of him will give us access to an important database. Don't waste any time. Get to the desert as fast as you can.
From day 9 to day 10, I followed Mr. Robot's orders and hurried out to the desert. I found a secretive-looking base guarded by a huge, strong royal guard.
Halt! Who goes there?
Your worst nightmare.
What? There's a giant talking artichoke here?
Oh, no, just me. But I'm still here to fight you. I'm a hacker, not a fighter, but I'll try my very best. I drew my stone sword and charged at the royal guard. He dodged me and hit me hard. I got knocked down, but I got up again. You're never gonna keep me down. It was a tough battle, and I got really hurt, but I managed to defeat the royal guard anyway. Oh, that really hurt. I don't know if I'm gonna get out of this okay. That's when my buddy, the redstone cube, appeared.
Hey, Zozo, you don't look so good.
Okay, that's kind of rude, but you're right. I don't feel so good either.
Here, take this healing potion.
I drank the healing potion, and it fixed my injuries enough for me to get back on my feet.
I can't stop thinking about that danger you told me about. I'm really good at making healing potions, and other potions too. If you need someone to join the team and help out.
That sounds great, but I think I should check with my boss first. From day 11 to day 12, I returned to Mr. Robot's hideout.
Zozo, welcome back. Was the royal guard taken care of?
He was, but I didn't see any kind of system for us to access. Are you sure you gave me the right place?
Of course I did. You must have just missed it. You'll need to be more careful and pay better attention if we're going to work together.
Oh, yeah, I guess I made a mistake.
Don't worry about it. These things happen. I've got another mission for you. If you think you can avoid screwing this one up, don't look so serious. I'm just joking. Mostly, I need you to go back to the desert and take out a weaponsmith there. He's been making weapons for some pretty evil folks, the kind who want to stop us from hacking. But first, head down into the mining cave nearby and dig up some iron ore so you can upgrade your weapons.
You got it, boss. I climbed into the mining cavern and searched for a rich vein of iron ore. After a little while, I found some and dug up as much as I could. Time to make some new gear. I fashioned the iron into some pieces of iron armor, an iron sword, and an iron pickaxe. Now I've got to get to the desert. Before I could celebrate, my old nemesis, the Redstone Golem, appeared.
Not so fast. I told you I'd be back.
Not you again.
Yes, me again.
Well, this time, I've got a brand new sword. He charged at me, but I fought back, and he was no match for me this time. Okay, now I'm going back to the desert. From day 13 to day 15, I arrived in the desert. Now, where's that weaponsmith? I have to stop him from making any more evil weapons.
I'm sorry. Did I hear you say you're looking for a weaponsmith that makes evil weapons?
Yes, have you seen one?
I'm the only weaponsmith around here, and I've never made anything evil. In fact, I'm pretty against it.
Oh, that's weird. Mr. Robot said...
Mr. Robot? Oh no, please, don't hurt me. I can give you gold, whatever you want. Just please don't hurt me.
This is Weird. I don't feel so good about this. I need to go back and talk to my boss about it.
Thank you for sparing me. Please don't come back.
From day 16 to day 19, I returned to the Crag Gardens. I just can't shake the feeling that something is wrong. I hope Mr. Robot has some answers for me.
Zozo, back so soon? How did your mission go?
Well,
It went well. Fantastic.
no, I wasn't finished. I just had some questions about…
Listen, Zozo, I don't really have time for questions. I have too much to do. Why don't you go back to working on your base, and I'll come find you when I have another task for you.
Oh, okay, I guess. With none of my questions answered, I traveled back to my base. When I got there, I was surprised to see the redstone cube waiting there for me.
Hey, you! Your boss is that big robot, right?
Yeah, why?
He's attacking a bunch of innocent people out in the desert. I tried to reason with him, but he just laughed in my face. You have to come talk some sense into him.
Oh no! I'm sure this is all just a big misunderstanding. I'll help sort it out. I hurried to the desert, where I saw Mr. Robot destroying the weaponsmith's base. What are you doing?
Finishing the job you couldn't. I should have known better than to trust a stranger with it. You pathetic excuse for a hacker.
What? I thought we were family.
What aren't you getting? I lied to get what I wanted. I thought you'd be useful, but it looks like I'll have to find someone else to help me conquer the overworld.
You mean you're not trying to protect people?
Try and keep up, Zozo, or do whatever you want. I'm done with you.
I won't let you do this.
I'd like to see you try and stop me. You can't out-hack the master hacker, and that's me.
He fired an energy blast that knocked me down, and everything went dark. From day 20 to day 22, I woke up on the sandy desert ground. I looked around, but Mr. Robot was gone, and the area was completely destroyed. Oh no, I couldn't stop him. I can't believe he tricked me. I won't let him keep getting away with this. I'll need to get all of my skills back, the ones I've forgotten, so I can out-hack the master hacker himself.
Oh no! It's all gone! I was just about to move into this house!
I spotted the redstone cube who warned me before, wandering around the wreckage in distress. I'm so sorry, he tricked me before. I wasn't strong enough to stop him. But if you need a place to stay, you can come live with me for a while. It's the least I can do.
Listen, we've all been there. Who hasn't accidentally wound up working for an evil robot? Sure, I'd love to crash with you. My name's Robbie, by the way.
Zozo, follow me. We'll get you set up. I showed Robbie the redstone cube the way to my base and gathered some aspen logs to build him a room. Here you go. I hope this will do.
This works great. Thanks for giving me a place to stay after your former boss destroyed my neighborhood.
This is just the beginning. I'm going to do whatever I can to undo the damage Mr. Robot has done and stop him before he achieves his goal of total technological domination. From day 23 to day 26, I traveled back to the redwood forest where I first spawned. I'm starting to think that the redstone golem that arrested me had a reason to be suspicious of hackers. Maybe whoever he was working for can help me. I didn't get a chance to look for more redstone golems though, because I spotted a pillager under attack by a piglin brute. I know this isn't directly related to Mr. Robot, but I still want to help. I drew my sword and attacked the piglin brute. When the sword strikes didn't seem to harm him, I fired an energy blast at the piglin brute, but he was really strong and it didn't knock him down. As the pillager ran off to safety, I wondered if I really would be okay. I have to be. I have to survive to stop Mr. Robot. I summoned the strength from within and defeated the piglin brute. Hey, I'm remembering another skill. I can use my hacker skills to turn invisible. Only need to remove my pants first. I tried it out, and when I became visible again, I had grown bigger and stronger, and my hearts increased to 50. No time to celebrate. I've got to keep moving. I'll need all of my skills back if I'm going to beat Mr. Robot. From day 27 to day 31, I was continuing to explore the redwood forest when I heard the sound of some nervous baaing. Are there sheep out here? Hello, little sheep. Are you guys lost? They didn't answer me, but they stared at me with their huge sheep eyes, and I knew they needed a home. It's okay. You guys can come live at my base with me. It took a lot of work, and counting all of the sheep made me pretty sleepy, but I managed to herd them all back to my base. Now I'll build you guys a pen. Just wait right here. When I finished building the pen and herded all the sheep inside, Robbie came to see me.
Hey, Zozo, got a minute? I added something to the base, and I wanted you to check it out.
I followed him and saw that he had built a storage room. This is awesome, thanks! Meanwhile, Mr. Robot was having his meeting with an enormous vindicator at his hideout.
Now that I've lost my assistant, I need some extra muscle around here. Are you up to the the task?
Sure am, boss. You stick to hacking, and I'll get to smashing.
From day 32 to day 35, I traveled back to the base where I was imprisoned after I first spawned. If they don't arrest me again, I just want to talk to whoever is in charge and find out what's really been going on with Mr. Robot and his hacking. I spotted a group of Redstone Golems and called out to them. Hi, I know I look like a bad guy, but I'm just here to talk. I promise.
Well, normally I'd be suspicious, but you sound pretty sincere. What brings you here, guy who's not a hacker?
Well, I am a hacker, but I want to use my skills for good. Can you take me to the person in charge? I want to help.
Any enemy of Mr. Robot is a friend of ours. Come with me.
I followed him to a large table within the base, where there was an assassin sitting, reading a book.
What is it? I'm having my reading time. Oh, who's this? A hacker? What were you thinking?
I'm here to help. I was tricked into working with Mr. Robot, but now that I know better, I want to help stop him.
Oh, well, that's worth interrupting my reading time then. Mr. Robot is up to no good, and he has been for quite some time. He was created to be a helpful robot, one who could hack into systems to fix them. But something corrupted him. He became obsessed with power and using his hacking skills for the pursuit of that power. The only hope we have of stopping him now is the most sophisticated anti-hacking measures. But I'm skilled in hand-to-hand combat. I'm no hacker. With you on our side, we might just stand a chance.
And I'll do whatever I can to help.
Glad to have you on board. I'll give you more information when I have it. What's your name, hero?
Zozo, and I'm no hero. I'm just doing my best. From day 36 to day 39, I decided that my armor was looking a little incomplete. I can't keep adventuring in this outfit. I need the whole iron armor set. So I traveled back into that trusty mining cave and dug up enough iron ore to complete the rest of my armor. I even found a couple diamonds too. Much better. When I returned home, Robbie was waiting for me, and he looked really excited about something. Hey, what's up?
I got you something to say thanks for letting me stay here. A customary gift as part of the desert where I'm from. It's some pocket sand. Throw it into an enemy's eyes, and you can temporarily blind them.
Awesome! I've got a pocket full of pocket of sand. Later, a powerful sergeant approached the entrance to the base.
Is there a Zozo here?
Yeah, that's me.
Yeah, come with me, please. There's someone who urgently needs to speak with you.
From day 40 to day 43, I followed the sergeant to the assassin's base in the Redwood Forest.
Zozo, thank you for coming to see me so quickly. I have important news. It appears that, now that you have defected for the side of the good, Mr. Robot has hired someone to replace you. Someone with far fewer qualms about following his evil whims.
No, what does he look like? What's his whole deal? I watched as a Vindicator smashed through the wall of the base.
My whole deal is bringing down destruction on the boss's enemies, which includes you two losers.
Myself and the assassin quickly moved out of the line of fire.
Run, Zozo! My guards and I will handle this intruder. Get to safety!
I don't want to leave you alone here.
This is an order, Zozo. You can't hack if you're dead, and we need you to keep hacking.
She made a pretty good point, so I hightailed it out of there. From day 44 to day 49, the assassin came to see me at my base. I'm so glad you're okay.
I fought far worse enemies than that blustering Vindicator. My mother-in-law, for instance. But enough jokes. I'm here about something serious.
Oh, okay. What serious thing are you here about?
One of my specialized gossip scouts heard something especially juicy and relevant to our fight against Mr. Robot. There is a supercomputer, one that can be operated only by the most skilled of hackers. If you get your hands on it, you'll be able to program a kill code that will defeat Mr. Robot and block his hackery once and for all. There is more information on it in this book of secrets.
I love secrets and books.
We've got that in common. In addition to our common goal of stopping the destruction of the overworld as we know it, you'll need to construct a special defensive bunker to contain the supercomputer during your kill code development, so you should probably do that, just when you get a chance. Good luck, Zozo.
You too, just with whatever you need luck with. I opened the book of secrets and it said, if you seek the supercomputer, maybe you should start your search out in the desert. Good luck. I need to speak to a brigand out there and he'll tell me more about the supercomputer. It's hacking time. Well, not yet, but it will be pretty soon. I've just got to get a few other things done first. I sure hope I remember how to do it by the time I get the computer. Oh well, that's a problem for future Zozo. From day 50 to day 53, I ventured out to the desert in search of the brigand. brigand. Here we go. I'm thirsty for information. And also, I'm just pretty thirsty. It's hot out here.
At least it's a dry heat.
I turned around, and there was a brigand. I don't really get the difference.
Well, humidity makes the heat feel even hotter, and in a dry heat, at least you...
Sorry, I actually don't have time to talk about the weather. I was hoping you could tell me about the legendary supercomputer.
Only if you promise to use it for good. I'd feel terrible if I told you how to find it, only for you to use it for evil.
I promise.
Okay, well, I don't know much, but what I do know is that the supercomputer's core is made from refined glowstone. You can find an area rich in glowstone, you might just find the supercomputer there too. Also, I know that baking soda gets out most stubborn stains. Yeah, but that's less relevant right now.
Thanks so much. I don't know anything about glowstone, so I guess I'll head back home for now. Bye. From day 54 to day 57, I was passing through the redwood forest on my way home when I was suddenly ambushed by the Vindicator.
Ha! Get wrecked, puny hacker!
He charged at me and managed to land a big hit. I most certainly will not. You're gonna be the one who gets wrecked. I attacked, but it didn't leave a mark on him. Uh-oh, he's still much stronger than me. I've got to get out of here.
That's right. You better run, but it's only a matter of time before the boss and I get rid of ya.
Speaking of the boss, at that moment, Mr. Robot was hard at work on his evil plan.
So, Zozo is looking for that supercomputer. I'd better make sure I find it first. I won't let anything get in my way. And my mega power computer virus is almost ready.
From day 58 to day 62, I ran back home to my base and saw Robbie the Redstone Cube looking like he was in a really good mood. Hey, Robbie!
Zozo, I'm so glad you're back. I want to show you what I did. Look, I built us a furnace, and I got started on that defensive bunker you need to build. I just need you to help me finish it. It's gonna take a lot of work.
Well, the best things do, in my experience. But together, I'm sure we can finish it in time.
I need some diorite. Could you pick some up for me?
Sure. I quickly ventured out and gathered the diorite, dropped it off at the base, then headed down to the mines. While I've got all this energy, I should get in some quality mining. The mines were especially good to me on this trip, and I found enough diamonds to craft a diamond sword, a diamond pickaxe, and a diamond helmet. Nothing like some fresh, fancy gear to make a hacker feel confident. Bring it on, Mr. Robot. From day 63 to day 66, I was practice fighting with my new sword and pretending to be a medieval knight instead of a hacker when the assassin came to see me.
Sorry to interrupt your playing pretend time, but I have an important update for you. I have uncovered the location of the fabled supercomputer. It is hidden away in the Glowstone Gardens.
Glowstone! That makes sense.
I wasn't there for that scene, so I don't understand what you mean. But time is of the essence, little hacker. Come with me!
I traveled with the assassin to the Glowstone Gardens, but when we got there, a gate was blocking the path.
Blast! We can't get through! I apologize for leading you on this wild goose chase, Zozo.
Oh, heck. Now I have to chase some kind of wild goose, too?
Don't quit your day job, kid. Stick to hacking and saving the world. Go back to your home for now. I'll look into this situation further.
Okie dokie. From day 67 to day 70, I had just made it back to my base when the assassin came to see me again.
Zozo, I need your help. There's a burly barbarian causing trouble in the redwood forest. Will you come with me and provide assistance?
Yeah, sure. I'm not doing anything else right now. We went to the redwood forest, where sure enough, I saw a big old barbarian smashing up the place. Hey, what are you doing?
What does it look like? I'm attacking.
But why?
Well, stranger, since you asked, I'll tell you. Dr. Robot is going to give my family a virus if I don't destroy his enemies for him.
Are your family computers? Because that's the only kind of virus he knows how to do.
Shut up. You don't get it. My parents are computers.
He charged at me and attacked, but I dodged and fought back. He was big and strong, but I was clever. I fired an energy blast and knocked him down. Listen, I can help you up, and we can stop this fight if you'll agree to work with me. Listen, you don't have to help Mr. Robot. He's not a doctor. He didn't even go to robot medical school. I'm working hard to defeat him before he can realize his evil plans. Join me, and we can stop him together.
Oh, that does sound a lot better than doing crimes I don't even want to do for a scary, mean robot. That's it. I'm switching sides. Let's work together.
Yay! Yay! I stopped untold potential destruction and made a new friend, all in a day's work for Hacker Zozo. From day 71 to day 74, I was back home at my base, thinking about what to do next, when my thoughts were interrupted by the sound of something loud and evil happening just outside. Oh no, what is that? I ran outside to check and saw that horrible Vindicator was back and attacking my base. Hey, what are you doing here?
What's it look like? I'm destroying your lame little base.
It's not lame, it's not little, and you need to stop destroying it.
Oh yeah? Who's gonna make me?
Me! I came close enough to using my energy blast at the Vindicator, but I didn't do any damage. He's still a lot stronger than me. I'll need something special to help me defeat him. I know, I've got my pocket sand. I grabbed my pocket of sand and got ready to throw it into the Vindicator's eyes, but before I could, he hit me hard. It knocked me backward and I dropped the pocket of sand.
Oh, looky here. Pocket sand? Don't mind if I do.
Well, I mind.
Too bad. So sad. Finders keepers, losers weepers. Bye.
I tried to stop him from running away, but there was nothing I could do to him. Soon, he was gone, and so was my pocket sand. No, that was a special gift from Robbie. I can't believe I still couldn't beat him, and he stole my pocket sand. Everything's going wrong. I was so upset. I ran to my room and locked myself inside. A while later, there was a knock at my door.
Hey Zozo, it's me, Robbie. You know, the redstone cube from the desert and now from here? I fixed up the damage the Vindicator did to the base, and I built the perimeter wall to protect against any future attacks. I just thought I'd let you know.
Thanks, Robbie. That does make me feel a little bit better. Meanwhile, Mr. Robot was celebrating his impending victory.
Zozo's base is in ruins. He can't find the supercomputer, and my computer virus is almost ready. Soon the whole world will bow to me, the Supreme Hacker. Ha 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 ha.
From day 75 to day 78, I was finally feeling good enough to leave my base and get back to my quest. It was good timing too, because the assassin was outside waiting for me.
Zozo, Mr. Robot has nearly finished developing the virus that will allow him to take control of all computer systems in the overworld and cause untold amounts of destruction. It is vital that you defeat his henchman, the Vindicator, and become strong enough to destroy Mr. Robot before he can succeed.
I'm still so weak, and he took my special weapon.
I know. That's why I brought you this firework crossbow. It will help you gain the upper hand. You can find the Vindicator outside of Mr. Robot's base. You know the way, right?
I do. Thank you. I'll try my best.
The fate of the overworld is in your hands, so you know. No pressure.
From day 79 to day 84, I traveled to Mr. Robot's base in the Crag Gardens and confronted the Vindicator outside. Hey, listen up, you Vinda-hater. I'm here to get my pocket sand back.
Perfect. I love beating up nerds. And this time, I didn't even have to come to your sad little house.
I couldn't think of a good comeback, so I just got out the firework crossbow and started shooting fireworks.
Oh, you brought fireworks to celebrate my victory. How cute.
I may be cute, but I'm going to beat you. He lunged at me and attacked, and I wasn't able to dodge in time. He hit me hard, and I started to worry this actually might be it for me. Oh no, I can't lose. Not like this. I have to find the strength within. All of a sudden, I felt a hacking memory come rushing back to me. The power surged within me, and I transformed into a larger, stronger version of myself, and my hearts increased to 100. I even gained a laser attack. I jumped back into the fight, firing a laser at the Vindicator and destroying him. I did it. I am a great hacker after all. I remember. And hey, he dropped my pocket sand. Yoink! Mine again! From day 85 to day 89, I returned to my base to check in with Robbie the Redstone Cube.
Zozo, you're just in time. I've almost finished building the defensive bunker. I just need you to add the final piece. Come quick.
I followed him and, with his direction, added the very last piece to complete the defensive bunker.
If you ever lose the keys to the bunker, remember, there's a hidden spare key in my room.
Hidden key, you say? I wonder if a hidden key exists for the gate in the Glowstone Gardens. I'm going to check and go get that supercomputer. See you soon, Robbie. I traveled back to the Glowstone Gardens and used my newfound key to unlock the gate and make my way inside. There was a huge, terrifying Forsaken, but no supercomputer in sight. You look hostile. Have you maybe seen the supercomputer? He just growled at me. Well, have it your way. I attacked with my laser beam, then rushed in with my sword while he was stunned. Before long, the fight was over, and he dropped the legendary supercomputer. I guess the supercomputer was here all along. From day 90 to day 94, I left the Glowstone Gardens and was shocked to see Mr. Robot standing just outside.
Zozo, I thought I'd find you here. I wanted to offer you the chance to join me once more, to leave this being a hero nonsense behind and get back on the cool side of history.
No thanks. You lied to me, you tricked me, and I can never forgive you for that. Plus, there's the whole world domination thing.
I'm sorry to hear that. Well then I guess I'll just have to do this.
He knocked me back, and I dropped the supercomputer. And to rub the salt into the wound, he even dropped a cage on me.
Thanks for picking this up for me. It'll make my plan so much easier. See you never.
From day 95 to day 97, I used my laser attack to blast my way out of the cage and escape. I've got to go tell the assassin what happened. I ran all the way to the redwood forest, and when I got there, I saw that it was in ruins. I tried to take out the fires, but in the middle of it all was the assassin, and she was badly wounded, near death. No, Mr. Robot must have come here already.
Indeed, he did.
Oh no, I'm so sorry.
No time to be sorry, Zozo. You must recover the supercomputer from him. You can do it. Use the strength within you and your hacking skills.
And then she was gone. No, this is not fair. I promise I'll do whatever it takes to get revenge and stop Mr. Robot. On day 98, I arrived back at my base and found that it was in ruins too. No, Mr. Robot came through here and destroyed everything. Thankfully, Robbie the Redstone Cube emerged from the bunker he'd worked so hard to build.
Not everything. I'm still here, and so is the bunker. I was able to hide in there and stay safe while he was tearing up the place. It's going to be okay, Zozo. You just have to get that supercomputer back from Mr. Robot, and I know we can defeat him.
With nothing left to lose, I set off toward Mr. Robot's base. On day 99, I reached Mr. Robot's hideout. I need to be sneaky. I know, I'll turn invisible and go inside without being seen. I turned invisible and snuck into the base. When I spotted Mr. Robot, I fired a laser attack at him before turning visible again.
You slimy little snake. You snuck up on me.
Sure did, and snakes aren't slimy. They're actually very dry. I attacked him again, and he dodged, countering my attack. But I came back at him with my sword, and when he dodged again, he dropped the supercomputer. I'll come back and finish the fight later. For now, I need this. I ran back to my base with the supercomputer and took it into the bunker. All right, let's see if I remember how to do this. I booted up the computer and input a special code. Suddenly, the damage to my base was repaired, and I felt stronger. I did it! Well, I did the first part. Now it's time to take down Mr. Robot once and for all. On day 100, I strode confidently into Mr. Robot's base, ready for our ultimate showdown. This time, I didn't use any invisibility tricks. I marched right up to him, grabbed my pocket sand, and threw it in his face.
Ow, my robot eyes!
While he was preoccupied with the sand in his robot eyes, I fired a laser attack at him, knocking him back. He tried to attack, but he still couldn't see where I was, so I rushed at him with my sword. You lied to me. You took advantage of my lost memories to trick me, and you convinced me we were family. But I have a family now, my friends, and I won't let you hurt them or anyone else ever again. With my one final attack, Mr. Robot began to short circuit. The kill code I plugged into the supercomputer was finally working. Just because I have friends, that doesn't mean I can't still hack you.
Curse you, Zozo.
I charged at him one last time and knocked him so far back he fell into the pool where he short-circuited and shut down. I did it! I saved the day. Time to go home and take a well-deserved nap. And I think I'll take some time off from hacking and focus on my other hobbies. On day 1, I spawned into the Dover Mountains as a courageous firefighter. Well, a baby firefighter anyway. It looks like I've got a long way to go when it comes to developing all my firefighting skills, but I didn't have time to practice at a leisurely pace. A huge hulking fire ogre jumped down right in front of me.
There you are, little firefighter. I thought I burned every last one of you, but it seems I missed one. I've got to be losing my touch.
Wait, who are you?
Oh, silly me. I haven't introduced myself. I'm Larson the Fire Ogre. I'm called Larson because it rhymes with arson. And I just want to watch the whole world burn.
You'll never burn the world, Larson! Not if I have anything to say about it!
But you won't have anything to say, kid, cause you're just gonna be a sad little pile of ash!
Before I could think up a witty comeback, Larson blasted me with a fireball! Lucky for me, my fire-resistant coat deflected the worst of it, but it wouldn't do that twice. I just had to run! I need to figure out a way to stop that diabolical fire ogre, or the whole overworld is gonna burn! On day 2, I continued fleeing through the Dover Mountains. I could smell smoke in the air, and that certainly didn't make me feel good. 10 hearts. Uh-oh, that's not much. I need to stay safe, or I'll never be strong enough to stop Larson from setting everything on fire. But I needed to get some food first, because my hunger bar was dangerously low. Lucky for me, I found some apples lying around on the ground, and decided to eat them as a quick snack.
Ha! You walked right into my trap!
A huge red manticore leaped out of the trees, ready to battle!
I'm a friend of Larson's. He sends his regards. You know, kid, you've got no future. Either I get you or Larson will. Either way, your fate is in our hands.
The red manticore didn't seem like a nice guy, so instead of sitting around for his lecture, I turned and ran for the hills, or rather the mountains. I guess running is a valuable exercise for a firefighter, but it didn't take long for me to tire myself out and collapse on the ground. It was totally humiliating. But I felt a sudden burst of energy when I saw a huge blue ogre looming over me. Oh no!
Please be not afraid. I assume you probably met my brother Larson. He's a bad guy, and I'm not like him. I'm Brian the Blue Ogre, and as my blue color suggests, I'm pretty chill.
I got back up, feeling immense relief. Phew, it's really nice to meet someone else who doesn't want the world to burn down.
And I'm not the only one either. Welcome to the Resistance, little firefighter. Come with me.
On day 3, Brian the Blue Ogre led me across the Dover Mountains, soon reaching a large and roaring fire.
This is a controlled fire, by the way, so there's no need to fight it.
Fair enough, that makes sense. I walked ahead to the fire and saw an old calico kitty warming herself.
Ah, a firefighter. It's been a long time.
What do you mean? You met a firefighter once before?
Oh, yes. One of them saved my life years ago. I was stuck in a tree, and it was a firefighter who came and saved me. I owed my life to him after that, and took care of him in his twilight years. He passed down his precious fireman's axe to me, and I swore I'd one day give it to another firefighter to carry on his legacy of doing brave and heroic acts.
I'd be honored to accept his fire axe.
Then take it, and a stone pickaxe, and go make yourself a new fire station. You alone will be able to put out the fires and keep this land safe.
He gave me the stone pickaxe and the stone fire axe. Inspired by the tale that Calico Kitty had told me, I took them and left to go back to Brian the Blue Ogre to begin my quest in earnest. From day 4 to day 5, Brian the Blue Ogre and I went out and discovered the perfect place in the Dover Mountains to set up a base.
What kind of base will we create, Zozo?
A fire station, of course. We need to get out there and put out fires anytime we can, at any hour of the day or night.
That sounds exhausting and extremely stressful, but it also sounds like the right thing to do.
I started cutting down trees with my axe to collect wood and mining up stone. With all that, I started building the most basic parts of my new fire station base, the barracks, where Brian and I could sleep at night. When the base was done, Brian came over to me with a gift.
Zozo, I got you another valuable item for your firefighting quests. It's a bucket. You can fill it up with water and use it to put out fires.
That's perfect, Brian. It seems like I've got a really cool firefighting loadout. But fires wouldn't be the only threat that I'd need to face. A gaggle of nasty rats came skittering out of the forest, and I needed to put my fire axe to lethal use in order to defeat them. Wow, I'm pretty good with this thing. Wait, what's happening to me? The XP I'd gained from defeating the hell rats was enough for me to level up. I got bigger, stronger, had 30 hearts, and a new power, a fire hose. I'm like a real firefighter now. From day 6 to day 8, I smelled some smoke in the ebony woods and ran there immediately to put out some fires that were raging amongst the trees. I'm putting out fires everywhere. I hope I can continue to get to places on time, or there could be a real disaster. Speaking of disasters, I soon came face to face with a terrifying gang of undead scorpions. Could they be the ones who caused caused the fire? I better ask them a few questions. Get it? Axe? Yeah, nobody has a sense of humor around here. With the fireman's axe I'd inherited from the firefighter of old, I took out each one of the undead scorpions. The axe wasn't as fast as a sword, but what it didn't have in speed, it made up for in power. Soon enough, I defeated the entire gang of undead scorpions. With the area cleared, a new presence stepped out from behind the trees. It was a darkness ostrich.
That was impressive work, stranger. You seem like you can handle yourself in another.
I'm a firefighter, not just a fighter. Why would I fight your fights for you?
Because I'm fast. If you and I work together, I can be your advanced warning system for fires across the overworld.
Well, that's actually a really good point. Lead the way. From day 9 to day 10, I followed the mysterious darkness ostrich to a clearing in the Ebony Woods, where I saw an even more ominous ostrich in the distance.
That's my brother, the Hell Ostrich. He was once a good ostrich, but he gave in to the temptation of evil. Now he's barely a shadow of what he used to be. He needs to be destroyed for his own good.
Wow, there are a lot of warring brothers out there. Guess I'll do what I can. I ran in and tried to battle the Hell Ostrich with my fire hose and axe, but it was so incredibly fast, it unleashed a devastating attack on me before I even got a chance to take it down.
I have demon energies, firefighter. There's no way you're ever gonna defeat me like that.
And as much as I hated to admit it, he was right. I ran back to the Darkness Ostrich, feeling ashamed. Looks like I still have some training to do before I can mercy defeat your evil brother, Darkness Ostrich. Why don't you come crash on my base in the meantime?
It can't hurt. It does get lonely out here in the Ebony Forest, after all.
From day 11 to day 12, I returned to the fire station and constructed some lodging for the Darkness Ostrich. I made sure to make the ostrich's room have a dark-like vibe to suit its nature. I went to tell the Darkness Ostrich that I'd finished his lodging and was surprised to see that the station had expanded while I hadn't been watching.
Would you like to see the new storage room?
I'd better make sure all of this is up to the latest fire code and guidelines, so lead the way. The Darkness Ostrich took me inside the storage room, which is an ideal place for storing all our firefighting equipment. He also showed me a furnace, which was in perfect condition for heating the station without being a fire hazard in itself. After looking over both of these additions to the base and approving of them, I listened to the Darkness Ostrich tell me a bit more about the evil that we'd be fighting, aside from just fire.
My brother, the Hell Ostrich, turned evil right around the same time as Lawson, the fire ogre, started the rampage. I don't know if it's related, but brothers shouldn't have to fight brothers. That's why I wanted you to deal with him.
I get that, I really do. But I'm a firefighter, not a brother fighter. I can't tell you why family doesn't always get along. Afterwards, I decided to make myself a stronger fire axe for the battles ahead, so I went to gather some iron ore from the mines. I then smelted the iron and made an iron axe and iron pickaxe as well to make it easier to dig for the materials. The next step in making the fire station into a sustainable base was building a farm for sheep and herding some sheep into it. You never know when you need some wool, even if it can be highly flammable. From day 13 to day 15, Brian the Blue Ogre came into the fire station to offer me some of his chill wisdom.
You've built this fire station into something quite admirable. The battle against my brother Larson the Fire Ogre will be arduous and ongoing, so remember to maintain your cool.
The Fire Ogre's blazes are some of the most dangerous I've ever seen. How do you suggest I train to withstand those scorching attacks?
You should focus on your health and durability. Surviving the flames is the first step to overcoming them. Go to the Ebony Woods and find your strength.
Following Brian's advice, I went on a walk through the Ebony Woods, admiring the gorgeous view of the trees. That view was interrupted by the sudden appearance of a red manticore, no doubt sent here by Larson the Fire Ogre to start some kind of brush fire.
Nice trees! It would be a shame if someone burned them down.
Stop right there, red manticore. I'm going to prevent this forest fire before it happens. I drew my iron fire axe and struck the manticore with a heavy blow. The manticore bit back, but I stood my ground and continued to hack away until the manticore was defeated. My victory was rewarded with a rare health potion drop. I drank it down and felt my strength rising to a new level. I now had an incredible total of 60 hearts, and I could smash through solid walls. From day 16 to day 19, I found myself in another beautiful forest, the Flower Forest. The great outdoors sure was grand, but these biomes were the most at risk when it came to fire. I stayed vigilant in case Larson the Fire Ogre or another one of his evil red manticore minions was planning to cause trouble. Further into the woods, I happened to find a book of information lying on the ground. Flammable objects shouldn't be left on the ground, so I picked up the book and gave it a read. There are many paths to becoming strong in the overworld, and one of them is the path of demons. By embracing the evil instincts in their heart, a creature can learn to destroy any obstacle or enemy. But because balance is a natural part of the overworld, those who choose the path of demons are opposed by the rescue warriors, who follow a path of protection. I pondered the words on the page for a while, thinking of Larson the Fire Ogre as well as the Hell Ostrich. Both of them seem to have chosen this path of demons.
We follow the path of demons too, and we'll use our evil energy to destroy you, fireman!
I looked from the book to see I was surrounded by red manticores. They had ambushed me, but I wouldn't let them win so easily. I wasted no time drawing my iron axe and chopping them down. From day 20 to day 22, I gathered more iron from the mines and smelted the iron ore into iron ingots. I then used the ingots to craft my first piece of iron armor, an iron chestplate. With this extra bit of protection, I felt strong enough to face the Hell Ostrich of the Black Forest. We'll settle this family score for the Darkness Ostrich. That should put me on the right path. I arrived at the part of the Black Forest where the Hell Ostrich resided and found him immediately.
Ready to be destroyed again? I'll happily walk all over you until you learn your lesson.
The only one who is learning a lesson today is you, Hell Ostrich. You followed the path of demons, but it ends here. I used my iron axe to carve out my own path to victory. The Hell Ostrich's attack speed was much greater than my own, but thanks to my armor and higher health, I endured his attacks and used my slow but powerful hits to take him out. The Hell Ostrich burst into flames upon being defeated. I saw a flashback in the raging fire. The flashback showed the Hell Ostrich and several others gathered in a place with magical mushrooms. The most intimidating among them was Larson the Fire Ogre.
Today begins our pact to follow the path of demons. We will gain the powers of destruction and burn the overworld together.
To my great surprise, I saw my twin brother amongst the gathered creatures. What was he doing there? From day 23 to day 26, I went back to the fire station and told the Darkness Ostrich about my successful battle with the Hell Ostrich. It was a tough fight, but I did what needed to be done.
You are truly one firefighter, Zozo. There needs to be someone like you to fight the evil of this world.
I know that now more than ever. There's more creatures who are following the path of demons, including Larson, and none of them will rest until the overworld is burned to the ground. With my new determination to fight fire soaring to new heights, I descended into the mines and dug up some more iron ore. To complement my iron chestplate, I used my next few ingots to make an iron helmet and iron boots. It's not exactly fireproof, but it will keep me from getting hurt by most conventional attacks. Back above ground, I reunited with the Darkness Ostrich, who had just finished building a massive wall around the whole fire station. This is a really nice wall. I'm surprised you completed it so quickly. I wasn't gone that long.
I'm not just speedy when I'm running. I build things fast too.
From day 27 to day 31, I was walking through the flower forest to make sure that it was still safe from the hostile mobs. Instead of any red manticores, I saw a white lioness. That must be a good sign.
You're the firefighter that protected our forest from the red manticores. Thank you for your service.
You're welcome, White Lioness. A firefighter must always be ready to protect the overworld.
If you don't mind, I'd like to spend some time at your fire station, just to make sure we're all in good hands.
Sure, the fire station is open to the public, so you can stay as long as you want. I took the White Lioness back to the base and built a room for her to stay. Our fire station family was growing larger, so I decided to spruce up the base a bit. From the sheep farm, I was able to gather a bunch of sheep's wool, which I used to create decorative banners to put around the base. Remember to keep these banners away from open flames, everyone! Afterwards, I ran into Brian the Blue Ogre, who despite his usual chill attitude, seemed concerned.
There's a fire in the nearby mountains. It's probably Larson. Now is the time to act.
If even you are worried, that's enough reason for me! From day 32 to day 35, the Blue Ogre and I hurried to the source of the fire and saw that the area was swarmed with red manticores. This is bad! Those red manticores must have set everything ablaze!
Larson is definitely behind this, but I don't see him.
I fought my way through the flames with my iron axe and saw the Calico Kitty from before, the same one who gave me my original fire axe. Kitty!
Zozo, Help me! Please, rescue me!
Don't worry, Kitty, I'm coming! Just then, another blast of flame lit up the area. The Calico Kitty was burnt to a crisp before I could do anything about the fire. No, I was too late!
You can't stop the fire, Zozo. It's always been burning since the overworld's been turning.
Enraged by the red manticore's taunts, I charged forward and jumped through each and every one of them. Then, I put out the fires to prevent any further destruction to the environment. From day 36 to day 39, I went on patrol in the Ebony Woods to root out the other minions of Larson the Fire Ogre. Near a pond in the woods, I met a humble old turtle who gave me a friendly greeting and offered me a quest.
Hello there, firefighter. I heard that the overworld has had a lot of trouble with the ones following the path of demons. I know of a giant in these woods that is also using demon energy for evil, so I thought I'd report it.
Thanks, Turtle. I'll get right on that so that the woods can be safe for you again. I wandered deeper into the woods until I came upon a giant. At his size, it was pretty hard to miss. At a glance, I could tell that he had the same wicked vibes as the Hell Ostrich, so I approached with my weapon drawn. The giant tried to attack me, but I defended myself and hacked him down to size. The bigger they come, the harder they fall. I returned to the turtle and told him the good news. As a reward, the turtle gave me some information regarding the ones following the path of demons.
I saw this once before at an earlier point in my long life. Creatures who wanted to cause destruction gathered together and formed a pact. Their demon powers grow stronger the more that they destroy, especially if they destroy good guy rescue warriors like yourself. Just be careful, okay?
From day 40 to day 43, I returned to the fire station to find that the inside of the rooms had bookshelves and couches. This is a good place for books because we can keep them safe. But who added these to the base?
It was me, Brian. I'm inviting another blue ogre friend to the fire station so that we can chill out. He's not related to me and Larson, though.
Wow, I had questions, but I guess you answered them already. And if you want to chill with a friend here at the base, that's chill with me.
Thanks, Zozo. You're a cool friend.
Sometime later, the other blue ogre that Brian was friends with arrived at the fire station. Please, make yourself at home. I left the blue ogres to their hangout and went to repair my axe. When I was finished with fixing up my axe, I was approached by the White Lioness who had a new mission for me.
Zozo, I've learned that an evil ghast is in the flower forest. I can't go home until it is defeated.
Was this ghast your sibling or friend by any chance?
No, just a regular evil ghast. Why do you ask?
I was just curious. It seems like everyone has an evil twin these days. From day 44 to day 49, I went to the flower forest for the quest of the White Lioness and found that some forest fires had been started. I ran straight into the flames, ready to put them all out. Thank goodness I got here in time before it spreads even more.
You said it, Zozo. Now I can see you burned up at last. Then nothing will stop our destruction.
Larson, you won't be getting away with this. I'll put this fire out and put you down.
Well, I'd personally enjoy fire blasting you until only ash remains. Somebody else from the path of demons wants to take you on.
Someone else? Who could it be?
You'll find out.
Larson disappeared into the flames and escaped. I tried to follow him, but a terrifying husk blocked my path. There was something kind of familiar about this husk, and it freaked me out.
Hello, brother. It is me. You left me behind.
Wait, no, you're my brother. Why are you working with Larson?
Because I've followed the path of demons, and now I'll destroy you and grow even more powerful.
This is horrible, but I have no choice. I have to fight you, brother. The husk of my brother attacked me, and I countered with my iron fire axe. The fight was difficult, not just because of the damage I was taking, but because my feelings were being hurt too. From day 50 to day 53, I fought on against the husk that was once my brother. My fire axe continued to strike true, but he had health to spare. I, on the other hand, was losing a lot of hearts.
Why are you holding back? We are enemies now, brother. I must destroy you, and you must try to stop me.
I don't want to, and maybe that's why I've been holding back this whole time.
Is this all your great life of becoming a firefighter amounted to? My evil will undo all the good you've done in the world.
If that's how you feel, then I refuse to hold back any longer. Take this! I I went all out against the husk and felled my former brother with a few well-placed axe strikes. He disappeared, leaving behind a bunch of diamonds. I remember these diamonds from back when my twin brother and I were kids. I found them inside of an abandoned mine. I told him to keep them when I left to become a firefighter. He held on to them all this time. It's so tragic. I'm sorry, brother, but I will avenge you by defeating Larson, the Fire Ogre! From day 54 to day 57, I found the gas that the White Lioness had mentioned. It screamed at me and attacked at range. I dodged through the blast and approached with my axe. With no hesitation, I cut the gas down in one hit. I returned to base and told the White Lioness that the Flower Forest would now be safe to return to.
Thank you, Zozo.
You're welcome.
Is something bothering you?
I had to defeat my twin brother because he followed the path of demons and became an evil husk. It's left me really conflicted about how much of a hero I really am. I couldn't save him from turning evil.
That's rough, buddy. But you're not the one to blame. It was Larson, the Fire Ogre, who gathered all those creatures, promising them the powers of destruction. There will always be creatures out there who want to watch the overworld burn. But as long as you protect and rescue those in danger, you're definitely a hero.
That really helped. Thank you, White Lioness. I will keep fighting fires and saving people for as long as I am able. From day 58 to day 62, I went to the mine and discovered a vein of diamonds, which I could use to craft better gear. I traded out my iron pickaxe for a diamond pickaxe right away, but I took some extra time when I was crafting my new fire axe. I used the diamonds that my twin brother had to create a powerful diamond fire axe in his honor. I'll never forget you, brother, even if you did turn into a husk and try to defeat me. I returned from the mines to find that a brand new living area had been built, including a contained fireplace. Brian, the blue ogre, was hanging out near the bookshelves and welcomed me the moment I stepped in. Brian, did you do all of this?
Yep. It took me a while to find the setup for the fireplace that was most safe, but I think you'll be happy with it.
Of course I am, buddy. Thank you! From day 63 to day 66, the Darkness Ostrich came to find me in the mines with some crucial information.
Hey, Zozo! I've run around all across the overworld, and I think I discovered the fungal patch where the creatures following the path of demons made their pact.
Great work, Darkness Ostrich. I knew I could count on you to find out where Larson the Fire Ogre is hiding away.
Well, I don't know for sure that he's there, because I haven't seen him. But if you go there, it's possible that you'll see him.
I decided to give it a shot, heading straight to the mysterious biome known as the Fungal Patch. It certainly resembled the place that I saw in my vision, but like the Darkness Ostrich said, there was no sign of Larson. I heard some movement among the mushrooms and braced for a fight. The source of the sound turned out to be a leatherworker who wasn't in the mood for a fight at all.
I'm not with those Path of Demon guys. I'm just trying to make some supernatural leather to work with.
I guess that does make sense. You are a leatherworker. How can I help? This place is dangerous on your own.
Yeah, I'll show you, firefighter. Follow me.
From day 67 to day 70, I went with the leatherworker to another part of the fungal patch. I soon spotted an Enderman walking around the fungal patch looking for innocent lives to destroy.
That thing has the leather I need, but too afraid to get close. It has the powers of the Path of Demons.
I'll handle it. If that thing made the pact with Larson the Fire Ogre, it's got to be stopped. I attacked the Enderman by surprise and scored the first hit. It attacked me and did a bit of damage, but my diamond fire axe struck true the next time. Even though it had longer limbs, I stayed in close range and hammered away until the towering being fell. It also dropped the leather that the leatherworker was looking for.
Thank you for your help, Zozo. You're the best.
From day 71 to day 74, I spotted some fire in another part of the fungal patch and ventured towards it. That fire would most likely lead me to Larson the Fire Ogre. He was still very strong, but I was ready to try and fight him. Wish me luck, and don't forget to search ZOZO in order to find more of the Zozo videos you love. I reached the spot where the fungal patch fire was burning and saw Larson the Fire Ogre adding to it with more fire blasts. Your path of demons isn't going any further, Larson. I'm fighting your fire with fire fighting.
What do you hope to accomplish, Zozo? I've got flames you can't hope to tame.
He hit me with a fireball that scorched me and did a ton of damage. I struck back with my diamond fire axe. My shock, it barely did any damage. He hit me with another fireball, and I almost lost my footing. I could barely stand, so I turned and ran away from the fungal patch. Our fight would have to happen another day.
From day 75 to day 78, I regretted my loss against Larson the Fire Ogre in my room at the fire station. Fighting fires was what I was meant to do, and as long as I couldn't defeat Larson, there would always be uncontrolled fires. I can save myself, but I can't save anyone else. Suddenly, the White Lioness came to see me. I thought you headed home to the flower forest.
I came back as soon as I heard you were doubting yourself. I need to show you something.
I followed the White Lioness to the outside of the base and found that a watchtower had been built next to the fire station.
With this, you'll be able to spot fires all over the overworld. You'll get your chance to face Larson the Fire Ogre again, when you're ready.
Thanks, White Lioness. You always know what to say. I went to hang out in the living room and met with Brian the Blue Ogre, chilling out as usual.
I've come up with a plan for how you can defeat my evil brother, Larson.
Let's hear it.
If you eat this magic golden carrot, you'll have the chilled out powers over ice, as well as a boatload more health.
That just might turn the tide, Brian. Thank you. I went outside and ate the magic golden carrot and became a massive super firefighter with the chill ability to fire blasts of ice. I had 100 hearts as well to make sure that I could survive many battles. From day 79 to day 84, I went back to the fungal patch to see how my new chill powers would stand up against another pack of demon grunts. I was attacked by a piglin brute, so I used my ice blast to freeze the mob solid before chopping it with my diamond fire axe. A traveling snow golem saw the fight and applauded my skill.
That was totally cool. You chilled the piglin brute out and put him on ice.
I'm glad you thought it was neat. These ice powers are brand new, so I'm still getting the hang of how to use them to fight fires.
You're a firefighter. I should have known because of that uniform you're wearing. But that's really cool too. You guys are heroes. If I was around fire, I'd melt from fear.
I'd recommend avoiding the fungal patch then. There's a powerful fire ogre out here who just wants to burn and destroy things.
Oh, really? Thanks for the heads up. I'm gonna go head to a place a bit more chill, but take this helmet for your troubles. Firefighters have a good helmet after all.
No problem, buddy. Sorry, bad pun. The snow golem gave me diamond leggings, which I equipped. I was more prepared to fight than ever, and not just fires. From day 85 to day 89, I went back to my base, which was currently on fire and under attack by the red manticores. Starting a fire at the fire station. That's a new low.
There's no low to which we of the Path of Demons won't sink to. We're just that rotten, mean, and nasty.
You're about to be frozen too, along with those other adjectives. I launched ice blasts at the red manticores, which put several of them on ice. Afterwards, I hacked them all down with my diamond fire axe. Soon, there were no more red manticores left outside the fire station. But there was a fire out on the horizon, so I went to put it out. I traveled a long way from the base until I found myself in a small village where many of the buildings were on fire.
Firefighter Zozo, help us please! Larson the Fire Ogre set all of our wooden houses ablaze!
Never fear, the firefighter is here! I used my fire hose to douse the flames rapidly and repeated the process until every house in the village was saved from the fire.
You protected us! How can we ever repay you?
Don't worry about it, villager. Fighting fires is its own reward. From day 90 to day 94, having helped the villagers, I searched for the red manticores all the way deep into the fungal patch. Why would anyone live here? This must be where the big boss Larson the Fire Ogre himself hangs his hat. When I arrived in the heart of the fungal patch, I couldn't see any red manticores. Instead, a Vex emerged from the darkness.
You must be Zozo, the firefighter. That's funny. I was expecting someone far more impressive.
I'm sorry to disappoint you, Vex. Unlucky for you, I'm not sorry about defeating you.
How fiery of you. Let's see if we can turn up the heat even more.
From day 95 to day 97, I started my battle with the Vex. With his demon strength, he was one of the toughest enemies I'd ever battled. But there was one thing I knew for sure. I was right that Larson had a base in the fungal patch. He wouldn't send out his very best warrior if he wasn't scared I was getting too close to the truth. Knowing this made me fight harder than ever before. With my ice blast and my axe, I defeated the Vex. I'm getting a burning feeling that my quest is really getting exciting now. On day 98, knowing everything I needed to in order to battle Larson, I decided to make my peace with my friends back at my base. Either I'd come back from the lair of the Fire Ogre victorious, or I wouldn't come back at all. First, I spoke to the White Lioness.
You've convinced me, Zozo. You're a true firefighter and a true hero.
Second, I spoke to the Darkness Ostrich.
You were capable of defeating the Hell Ostrich, something I was never able to do.
I believed you can win the day.
And finally, I spoke to Brian, the Blue Ogre, the first kind person I'd met since starting my firefighting career.
I know you'll do what's right, Zozo. I lost my brother a long time ago. You can finally put him to rest and save the world from the fiery end. Do it, Zozo. Do what's right.
On day 99, I traveled into the dark heart of the fungal patch. I knew that Larson was hiding out here, and if I didn't stop him now, once and for all, he might burn the whole world down to the ground. But when I was outside of his lair, I realized this wouldn't be a one-on-one battle between me and the fire ogre. There were a whole bunch of those evil red manticores waiting outside. Now Larson may be evil, but he sure is smart. If I fight all those manticores, I'll be exhausted by the time I actually face the big boss. I heard footsteps coming up behind me. I turned and saw that it was the leather worker I'd helped before.
Howdy, Zozo. I can help you out. You get in there and put out that ogre's flame. I'll keep all those manticores distracted. Finish this!
You may be a leather worker, but my friend, you have the heart of a true firefighter. While the leather worker distracted the manticores, I ran straight in. On day 100, I ran into Larson's lair, ready to face him and finish this once and for all. He stood there in all of his terrible fiery glory, ready to battle me.
Firefighter, so you're finally ready to give yourself up to the flame.
You're so obsessed with fire. I'm amazed you haven't burned your own place down yet.
I'm planning on doing my place last. I'll burn everything eventually, but hey, you know what they say? The ogre that burns twice as bright burns half as long.
The time for talk was over. I needed to put out the flame. I blasted Larson with Ice Blast after Ice Blast, dulling the power of his demon flames. He fought viciously with all the burning power we'd learned to expect. But in the end, it was one decisive strike of my diamond axe that took care of him for good. I didn't start the fire, but I'm the one who put it out. On day 1, I spawned into the Baobab Savannah as the mighty electric tiger. Well, at least a baby version of an electric tiger. But if I work hard and train, I can live fully up to my electric tiger potential.
Oh no you won't.
I looked in front of me and saw a massive, hulking squall golem thundering towards me. He was so much bigger than me, the size difference was terrifying. Listen, mister, I don't want any trouble. I'm Zozo. What's your name?
My name's Mike, and I'm here to fight.
But why? That doesn't even rhyme.
Yes, it does. If I say it rhymes, it rhymes. I'm the strongest creature in the world. Nothing challenges me anymore, and the only way to relieve the boredom is getting into fights with anyone I can.
But…
No buts, weakling, or I'll kick yours. Here's the deal. I'm gonna give you 100 days. You better use them well, kid, and get as strong as possible. Strong enough to have an interesting fight with me. 'Cause if you don't, I'm gonna find you and pound you until you're nothing more than a little electric tiger stain in the floor. Now run.
Mike the Squall Golem didn't have to tell me twice. I turned and ran away as quickly as possible, while Mike just laughed at me. He seemed like my most formidable opponent yet. 100 days. I need to get real strong in that time, or Mike really is gonna destroy me. On day 2, I continued running through the Baobab Savannah, not stopping until I was confident that Mike the Squall Golem was nowhere to be seen. Phew, that was a close one. If he'd attacked me in that state, I would have been a goner. I only have 10 hearts. I wonder if I have any special abilities. Without even realizing I could, I released a blast of electrical energy from my paw. The electricity is eliminated from me and charges up the air around me. That must have been one of my basic electric tiger abilities. Whoa, maybe I'm not as helpless as I thought. Wait, do I see a pear tree there? I should grab one. I grabbed a few pears and ate them. Even if my hunger was full, I just couldn't resist it. Things were looking up already. At least I wasn't gonna be hungry. But my contentment didn't last for long. A scary plant-like whisperer rustled its way towards me. It wasn't as big as Mike, but it was definitely freaky. Oh no, I have a feeling I know who you work for.
You feel correctly, Zozo. You really think you can beat Mike? He's the GOAT.
Goat? He's a squall golem.
No, GOAT is an acronym. He is the greatest of all time. G-O-A-T. And that's why you've got no hope against him.
Then why even bother coming after me? I didn't even want to fight.
I'm gonna destroy you myself to save Mike his time.
As the Whisperer approached me, I fired my energy blast, but it didn't even slow him down. All I could do was run away, knowing that even with my energy blast, I had no hope of fighting him. I was hiding behind a small clutch of trees when suddenly a wind caller teleported in front of me.
Come with me if you want to live.
Sure, let's go. I'll follow you.
Wow, people normally have questions. Let's go.
The wind caller ran off, and I followed him without question, happy to finally have someone on my side. On day 3, I continued following the wind caller deeper into the baobab savanna. He seemed to have confidence and power. It definitely made me feel safer around him.
I've been waiting for you to arrive, Zozo. You have no idea how many people have anticipated this special day.
Special? This doesn't feel that special, aside from you saving my life from all the weird creeps who have been trying to attack me.
Those weird creeps, as you aptly put it, have been bothering people for quite some time. But if you stick with me and my allies, we might be able to change that together.
The wind caller led me to a small shack, leaving me to talk to its inhabitant, a mysterious figure called the Illusioner.
So, you are the only wind caller selected, You don't appear all that strong, but perhaps that will change.
I still don't understand what's happening here. Who are all of you people? And what does any of this have to do with me or that nasty squoggle, Mike?
Wind Caller and I are just 2 members of a secret group called the Order of the Shield. For years, we have made it our purpose to find and train a champion capable of destroying Mike and ending his reign of terror. If you accept this responsibility, we will do all we can to help you realize your destiny.
Well, seeing as Mike is gonna come after me anyway, I agree to working with you.
Good. Go with Wind Caller. There is no time to waste. You must get strong enough to defeat Mike once and for all.
From day 4 to day 5, the wind caller and I went deeper into the baobab savanna. We didn't stop until we found an area that was big and flat enough to start constructing a base. First, I knocked down a tree and used its resources to construct a wooden pickaxe. I then mined into the ground and collected enough stone to create my first set of real tools, a stone pickaxe and a stone sword. From there, I gathered more stone and granite and made a basic base with a bed for myself and another one for the wind caller to stay in with me.
You've done great work here, Zozo. You show promise. With time, you will become a great warrior, capable of taking on Mike and showing him what we are all capable of.
I want to get stronger, wind caller, but I'm not sure where to start. How can I become more powerful?
I can help you with that, Zozo. I'll give you a portion of my power, and that will give you a foundation to build on. Stay still, please.
The wind caller fired an energy blast at me. The second it hit me, I started growing, becoming bigger, and had the ability to summon lightning strikes. I tried it out on some grass, and it was fantastic. Wow, I'm really starting to live up to my electric tiger name now. From day 6 to day 8, I decided to explore a new part of the savannah and test out my new powers for real. Energy blasts and lightning strikes. I'm a force to be reckoned with. And those powers would soon come in handy because I saw an innocent fungus thrower being attacked by that nasty whisperer who'd attacked me earlier. I'm not gonna let this stand. As I ran in, the whisperer's attention was turned to me and the fungus thrower was able to escape. It was just me and my old enemy now. Hey, you ugly plant.
You again? I didn't expect to see you after you ran off like a coward last time.
I'm no coward whisperer, and I'm about to prove it.
Talk is cheap, tiger boy. Let's go.
I unleashed a powerful lightning strike on the whisperer, and this time it was completely destroyed. My electric tiger powers were coming in clutch already. Yo, fungus thrower, it's safe to come out now. I'm friendly, I promise. When I found him on the beach, the poor lad was shivering from fear.
Dude, that was scary, but also amazing. I thought I was a goner, and then you came in like a superhero, like bam, zow, kapow. It was awesome.
Well, I don't like to brag, but I guess it was pretty awesome.
You're real good at this whole fighting bad guys thing, dude. Tell you what, I know there's a real nasty bad guy not far from here. Follow me, let's see if you can beat him.
Sure, it couldn't hurt to try. Let's go. From day 9 to day 10, I followed the fungus thrower into the bamboo jungle until we reached a clearing. There, a freaky frozen zombie was waiting. Yikes, that thing seems unpleasant, but a promise is a promise. I ran in and unleashed a lightning strike against the frozen zombie, but it didn't seem to do anything other than annoy this particularly frosty member of the living dead. The frozen zombie chased me, and all I could do was run away as fast as I could. When I'd managed to lose the frozen zombie, I rendezvoused with the fungus thrower again. I'm really sorry for letting you down on this one, man, but I just don't think I'm strong enough to take down that frozen zombie yet. It's chill, dude. You did your best, and that's what matters. Tell you what, why don't you come and stay at my base while I get stronger? You seem like a cool guy. I'd love to hang out with you some more. Oh, you're too sweet, man. Let's do it. From day 11 to day 12, I returned to my base with the fungus thrower. It was exciting to have another friend added to my team. Fungus thrower left to relax while I built a new room for him, along with the rooms for me and the wind caller. What do you think, buddy? This looks awesome, Zozo! I can't wait to hang out here! And hey, I got a little restless while you were building the bedroom, so I built a couple of upgrades of my own. Go take a look! The upgrades that the fungus thrower had created were truly awesome. He'd made a beautiful path connecting all the buildings and a storage room for the base, with a furnace that I could use to smelt and forge metal. Say, that gives me an idea. I searched until I found a cave that might contain some valuable materials, and sure enough, right at the entrance, I found a rich vein of iron ore. I mined and collected a bunch of it before going back to my base. Once I was there, I used my furnace to smelt the ore into ingots. Then I made a full set of iron tools. I still had a little left over, so I used that to make an iron helmet and a chest plate. This looks awesome! So I've got shelter and weaponry covered. Now, I need to make sure my food sources are sustainable too. I built a small chicken farm on my base and herded a few chickens inside, so I'd never run out of eggs or yummy chicken. From day 13 to day 15, I spoke to my mentor, the wind caller, and asked him if he knew any other ways I could train and get stronger.
A very good question, Zozo. To become a better fighter, you need to fight and hone your battle tactics. I've heard reports of another one of those sinister whisperers wandering around the bamboo jungle. Go out there and defeat it to grow your strength.
Because everything Windcaller had said so far hadn't led me astray, I followed his advice and went out to the bamboo jungle again. I searched until I found the whisperer that Windcaller had told me about.
I will destroy you in the name of Mike.
Not if I destroy you first, Whisperer. With my new iron sword, it wasn't hard to battle the Whisperer into submission. When the Whisperer was destroyed, it dropped a potion of strength onto the ground. Perfect timing. I was starting to feel super thirsty. I picked up the potion of strength and drank it, and I felt the change immediately. I started to get bigger, stronger, and my hearts grew to 30. The Windcaller was right. Fighting that Whisperer did make me stronger. From day 16 to day 19, I continued exploring the overworld until I came upon the Cypress Swamplands. It was a strange, mystical place, and the more I wandered around, the more I got the sense that something important was waiting for me here. And that feeling proved to be right when I came upon an ancient book of secrets laying around. I decided that it might be worth reading, so I flipped through until I found a section called How to Defeat Squall Golems. Wow, that's appropriate. A section read, the stony flesh of a squall golem may seem impenetrable. Even diamond swords and the strongest of arrows just seem to bounce off. But if one could obtain a sword of netherite, then the playing field would be evened. A netherite sword? I need to get my hands on one of those then. My moment of victory was interrupted by a pair of whisperers suddenly appearing and wandering towards me. They must have come here to stop me from reading this book of secrets. You overgrown weeds can't scare me. With my lightning strikes and energy blasts, the three whisperers were destroyed for good. From day 20 to day 22, knowing that I needed a netherite sword to truly defeat Mike the Squall Golem, I went back to the mining cave looking for more material. Sadly, I couldn't find any diamonds or netherite down there, just more iron ore. I mined a bunch of it and went back to my base where I smelted it into ingots and made myself the rest of my iron armor. If you can't invest in your attacks, you might as well invest in your defense. My recent increase in strength reminded me of an old unsettled score. I needed to defeat the frozen zombie for my friend the fungus thrower. Time to send that zombie to its eternal resting place. I returned to the bamboo jungle and hunted down the frozen zombie that had given me trouble all those days ago. With my iron sword, I was able to defeat the nasty undead once and for all. It probably won't be long before I'm strong enough to take on Mike and win.
I wouldn't be so sure, weakling.
I turned and saw Mike himself was standing right behind me. I wanted to run, but this time I stood my ground. I'm not scared of you anymore, Mike. I know the secret. I just need to get my hands on a netherite sword. I'm a champion of the Order of the Shield. What's so funny?
You think you're the first champion? You think you're the only one who knows about netherite swords? I've destroyed 100 foolish champions like you, and you'll make it 101.
Mike punched me, taking off a frightening number of hearts. All I could do was run for my life. I was clearly still not strong enough to face him yet. From day 23 to day 26, I went back to my base and informed the fungus thrower that I defeated the frozen zombie of the bamboo forest.
Way to go, Zozo! You've no doubt achieved a whole new level of strength from that battle!
And I plan to get even stronger now that I was able to fulfill my promise to you.
Oh yeah, buddy! I know you can!
I knew that I needed stronger materials in my inventory if I really wanted to work my way up to that netherite sword, so I went digging for more iron in my mining cave. While there were still no diamonds to be found, the iron ore was plentiful. I helped myself to as much of the iron as I could carry and smelted a bunch of it down into some more ingots. I made a temporary smelting location to smelt the iron while I mined. I already had a set of iron tools and armor, so out of all the iron, I made an anvil so we can repair our gear when it loses durability. My pickaxe can be the first candidate to get repaired. Once I was done mining, I went above ground to my base where Windcaller was waiting for me.
Zozo, I've given the base a new addition that will be sure to keep you safe while you build up your strength.
That sure is nice of you.
Consider it my thanks for all the hard work you've put in so far.
I went to see what the Windcaller had added to the base and found a well-constructed security bunker to hide in case of invasion. This looks like it will come in handy. From day 27 to day 31, I was far away from the base, exploring the cypress swamplands when I had first learned about the existence of netherite swords. If I remember my last visit correctly, I also defeated a couple of whisperers while I was here. The whole area looked totally peaceful now, without any of Mike's minions to be seen. As I was taking in the pleasant vibes, I was approached by a kindly Fletcher, who seemed rather happy that the swamplands were free of baddies.
Wowee zowie! You must be Zozo the Electric Tiger. I heard you took down those whisperers some days ago.
That's me. I'm the toughest and only electric tiger around.
That's wicked awesome. It's good to know that there are people out there looking for strength who are also nice and willing to stand up for the weak.
I will do my best to help those in need.
I heard there were some other whisperers skulking around and looking to challenge you. They must really want to stand up for that Mike guy.
I can take them. Do you know where they are?
Not right now, but they'd probably hunt me down and try to beat me up if they knew I told you that. Then they'd be right here in the swamp again.
I know. What if you stayed at my base for a while? At least until I have my match with Mike. That way, I can protect you. The Fletcher agreed, and together we went back to my base where I added a base extension. I made a small outdoors library with a few couches to have a nice cozy place to relax. The books that I put on the shelves would teach me strategies and techniques for winning battles. Because knowledge is power. Later, I was approached by Windcaller, who had some bad news.
Zozo, we have to come with you again. Mike's minions have discovered the Order of the Shield and are attacking its members. We need to check on the Illusioner before he could be next.
Oh no, that sounds serious. Let's go! From day 32 to day 35, Windcaller and I crossed the Baobab Savannah to reach the Illusioner's shack. When we found the place, it was too late. The shack was under attack by a Whisperer, and the Illusioner was desperately fighting for his life.
You Order of the Shield fools can't win. Mike makes right. The saying is might makes right. What you said is just silly. You're calling us silly? Just for that, you're going to die.
The Whisperer destroyed the Illusioner right before our eyes! You monsters!
Talk about pathetic. Is this all the Order of the Shield is made of?
You're dead wrong. I'm Zozo, the Electric Tiger. I am the champion, and I'll show you how strong I am. I called down a lightning strike, getting the Whisperer's attention and dealing a bunch of damage in the process. With a few swings of my iron sword, I made that Whisperer pay for what it did to the Illusioner. More Whisperers emerged from the edges. I was so angry, I didn't even need to use my energy blasts to bring the pain and take them all down. When the battle was over, Windcaller and I planned what our next move would be.
We need to be on the lookout for any other mobs that are working for Mike.
Curse him! We were too late to save the Illusioner from his rampage.
We'll keep an eye out for the other surviving members of the Order of the Shield, and once we're together, we'll help you become the strongest champion you can be.
From day 36 to day 39, I returned to the bamboo jungle so I could practice all my most powerful fighting moves in a safe place where none of my friends would get hurt. I was tossing around energy blast when I blasted away some bamboo and found an iron golem hiding nearby.
Whoa, easy with those blasts. You could knock somebody out with those.
My apologies, I didn't know you were here. Sometimes I don't know my own strength.
Oh, no, it's okay. I actually have been searching for someone strong enough to defeat the ruthless roaming Ravager.
If it's a worthy opponent that gives me a chance to test my skills, then I'm 100% game. Where is this Ravager anyway?
I'll show the way, almighty electric tiger.
I was brought to another part of the bamboo forest where the ruthless roaming Ravager was running around. It was my time to bring that bad boy down. I fired some energy blasts from my paws, and the Ravager responded by jumping over to me and making a few attacks. I countered with my iron sword. The battle raged on for a while, but I knew from the start I would come out on top. And I was right! I returned to the Iron Golem to tell him that I had successfully defeated that rascally Ravager.
Ha! You really are one tough tiger.
That's for sure. From day 40 to day 43, I was in the base and decided to see how the fungus thrower was doing. It looked like he had been hard at work decorating the base with all sorts of tiger patterned banners and paintings. This base looks absolutely awesome now. Good job, fungus.
I'm glad you like it. I was just sprucing the place up in preparation for the pigs I invited over.
You invited pigs?
Yep, I invited some pigs because I thought they might enjoy themselves here.
That's a bad pun, but not a bad idea. I say yes.
Hamtastic! I mean, fantastic!
The pigs that Fungus Thrower invited arrived soon after and were the life of the party. I even got to train my defenses against their classic pig pile technique. After entertaining our fine piggy guests for a while, I went for a walk out in the base and ran into Fletcher. Everything all right, Fletcher?
I'm worried about my home back in the Cypress Swamplands. Do you think you could go check on it just to be safe?
Sure, buddy. It's the least I can do for a friend. From day 44 to day 49, I went back to the Cypress Swamplands like Fletcher wanted me to. I was expecting there might be a few whisperers milling about, but I never imagined that I'd see Mike himself.
What up, Tiger? Ready to take another shot at the big man?
Mike, this should be between you and me. What you did to the Order of the Shield was unforgivable.
Nah, no way. I've been beefing with those bozos since long before you showed up. And if you're the chosen champion they kept talking about, then I had to take them down before you become any stronger.
So you did it because you're afraid I'll get stronger than you? Well, now you've made sure it'll happen. I will beat you, Mike, one of these days.
You want to make this personal, huh? Alright, let's make it personal. See if you can take on my man, the Piglin Brute.
To my surprise, Mike ran off and stuck me fighting with one big mean mob that he called a Piglin Brute. It sure did live up to its name.
I'm about to show you why they call me the Piglin Brute. Because I'm brutal.
Yeah, I already got that.
Put up your dukes, Electric Tiger.
He slammed me with an attack that was definitely brutal, but thankfully my iron helmet was able to soak up some of the damage. I traded blows using my sword and started to wear him down, but the knockback of his attacks was giving me some trouble. This will be a tough fight. From day 50 to day 53, I had started to use my energy blast to continue to deal damage to the Piglin Brute. He didn't show much signs of tiring, but then again, neither did I.
I can see why the Order of the Shield was impressed by you, but you can't really be the champion who will defeat Mike because I'm about to take you down.
Wouldn't bet on it, Brute. I launched a couple of strikes at the Brute, then I hit him with my sword and knocked him off balance so I could defeat him with some classic Electric Tiger energy blast. Bye-bye, Brute. You were my biggest and meanest opponent yet, but I've won this round. The Piglin Brute disappeared, and I soon found an item that he dropped. It was a map leading to Mike's fight club. This is quite a discovery. I didn't know whether Mike expected me to find this or not, but either way, this meant that I could go to his base whenever I wanted. From day 54 to day 57, I cleared the Cypress Swamplands of all remaining hostile mobs so that Fletcher wouldn't have to worry anymore. The last one in the area was especially tough, a Vindicator who could take a lot of hits from my iron sword. I really had to stay on my guard the whole fight, relying on my new combat strategies that I'd been practicing. Sure enough, I was able to win with plenty of hearts to spare. The Vindicator even dropped a netherite ingot, which was the first step to the netherite sword that I'd need to defeat Mike. I quickly returned to the base to tell Fletcher the good news.
So, the swamplands are safe?
They sure are.
You mean that you found a netherite ingot just like that?
I sure did. That's some kind of coincidence, huh?
It's no coincidence, it's a sign. You are meant to be the champion of the Order of the Shield. It's your destiny.
Well, in that case, I better make the most of this chance and get some diamonds so we can eventually make a netherite sword.
You can do it, Zozo.
From day 58 to day 62, I made a much-needed expansion to the chicken farm so that it could hold more livestock. It was just in time, too, because I was able to round up more chickens for food. An electric tiger's gotta eat to keep his energy up, and delicious chicken tenders are what's on the menu. Next, I delved down to the mining cave to have another look for the diamonds I would need to craft a diamond sword. I had to explore pretty deep, but soon enough, I managed to get my pickaxe into some diamonds. There's many diamonds here. I might believe in destiny after all. I mined for a while and found more than enough diamonds to make the diamond sword, which I planned on using as the foundation for the netherite sword I'd be making later. I used the rest of the diamonds to craft a diamond pickaxe and a full set of diamond armor for myself. Once I was satisfied with the amount of diamonds I had amassed, I returned to the surface of the base and met up with Windcaller. Hey, Windcaller, I've crafted a diamond sword.
That's excellent, Zozo. We should celebrate in the brand new super amazing party room that I just built.
Oh wow, no way! A party room! I love parties! While I had been down in the mines, Windcaller had given the base its most exciting feature yet, a decorated room for hosting parties. I tried out the dance floor and had a really good time. From day 63 to day 66, I was hanging out at the base with Fungus Thrower, discussing ways for me to become even stronger. If I could train in a new location, maybe I'd be able to discover some new fighting moves. I actually know just the place. If you train in the harsh sunlight of the desert, you'll increase your strength in no time. How do I find the desert? I'll show you the way on your map. The Fungus Thrower marked the desert as a location on the map I received from the fallen piglin brute. It looked like it was on the way to the biome where Mike's Fight Club could be found. I should get used to that path while I'm out there. I went to the desert and felt the sun beating down on me. This would be a good place to train, and I was in the mood for a fight with a scary opponent. Across the dunes, I saw one scary-looking wither skeleton. I moved towards him with my sword drawn, ready for battle. Hey you, wanna fight Zozo the electric tiger?
No thank you. I don't want to fight, especially not a tough customer like you.
Okay, I can respect that. We won't fight.
Did you think just because I'm scary looking that I'd want to fight? You really shouldn't judge people by their outward appearances.
Yeah, that was my bad. I'm very sorry about that, friend. Lesson learned.
It happens to me a lot, I'm afraid. Just the other day, a Zoglin tried to pick a fight with me. I told him, no, wait for a strong person who wants to fight.
Well, if that Zoglin wants a fight, I'll fight him. I came here to train anyway. From day 67 to day 70, the friendly wither skeleton brought me to meet the Zoglin, a dangerous opponent who was also looking for a challenging fight. The Zoglin agreed to fight me one-on-one so we could test each other's strength. Before the fight began, the wither skeleton took me aside so we could have a quick discussion.
Are you sure you can win, Zozo? I didn't mean to put you in danger.
I think I've got a chance, but thanks for being concerned.
No, thank you for fighting this battle for me.
That's what a strong person does. Now I'm gonna go kick some Zoglin butt. The fight between myself and the Zoglin was off to an exciting start when the Zoglin charged straight at me. I dodged his powerful tusks and hit with my sword while his back was turned. The Zoglin countered by hitting me with his tusks. I lost a few hearts, but I was still in the fight. I fired some energy blasts and used my signature lightning strike to deliver the last blow, defeating the Zoglin.
Zozo, you did it!
I am the Electric Tiger Zozo! Remember the name! From day 71 to day 74, I had completely left the desert behind and was traveling through a new biome, the Eroded Badlands. According to the Piglin Brute's map, this was the same biome where the entrance to Mike's Fight Club could be found. The map also says you can find more of my Zozo videos by searching ZO in the YouTube search bar. You should try it out. I followed the directions on the map further into the Eroded Badlands, and I could see Mike's Fight Club in the distance. Just you wait, Mike. I'll fight you one of these days.
I heard that, Zozo.
Suddenly, Mike was right next to me, and he was looking as strong as ever.
You shouldn't have said that, Sparkplug. Now I'm gonna give you a taste of my super special punch, the Mike Spike.
Oh no, I forgot that today is one of those days.
Mike Spike!
He punched me, and my heart started to deplete. Thank goodness I was wearing diamond armor. I drew my diamond sword and swung at him, but the damage it did was really low.
You're still weak, kitty cat.
No way! Well, I need a netherite sword to even stand a chance? I ran away from the fight, retracing my steps through the Eroded Badlands. I still wasn't strong enough to beat him. From day 75 to day 78, I followed the map home to my base and went directly into the bunker to work out. Somehow, I couldn't find the energy to train, probably because I was disappointed that I had to run away from Mike. Mike was the strongest in the world, and I still didn't have the netherite sword I would need to actually challenge him. From what he said before, even that might not be enough.
Cheer up, Zozo. You have our strength too, so don't give up.
It was Windcaller. He had come into the bunker to check on me and raise my spirits. Thanks, Windcaller. I'm feeling like I'm weak today, so I really needed to hear that.
Follow me. I'll show you something that might also help.
There was now a new watchtower at the front of the base where we could look out at the Baobab Savannah from. All of a sudden, I feel a whole lot better, Windcaller. Now I remember what I'm fighting for.
You are the champion, Electric Tiger Zozo. Don't forget it.
Now that I was feeling better, I went to go visit Fletcher. Hey there, Fletcher.
Zozo, I got you this special magic apple to help make you strong enough to face Mike.
Well, an apple a day, as they say. I scarfed down the apple and began to grow into an even bigger electric tiger with 60 hearts. In addition to bigger damage and more health, I could also perform a special whirlwind attack. Mike won't know what hit him. From day 79 to day 84, I was feeling strong and decided to go back to the eroded Badlands. This time, there was no sign of Mike, so I fought some skeletons to test my newfound strength. I wanted to prove to myself that I had what it takes to become the strongest. A nearby weaponsmith saw me defeat those mobs and thought that I was pretty cool, so he offered to upgrade my weapons. This is my chance to get a netherite sword.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Just give me your diamond sword and your netherite ingots, and I'll take care of the rest.
I gave the weaponsmith what he needed and waited in anticipation for him to finish my super cool netherite sword. It didn't take him that long, and I could tell just by swinging it that this netherite sword was the most powerful weapon that I'd ever had. Thank you, weaponsmith. I promise to use what you've given me for the side of justice.
Go on and save the world. Every weaponsmith dreams of creating a hero's weapon.
From day 85 to day 89, I returned to the base to show the others that I had obtained the netherite sword and found that it was being attacked by whisperers.
So this is where you ran away to, coward? We're gonna make you feel real silly for leaving Mike in the middle of a fight.
I battled the whisperers with all my might, testing the edge of my netherite sword. These minions had given me trouble in the past, but now I was so much stronger than them that they were barely a threat. I easily defended the base and prevented any further damage to the structures.
Oh man, this guy is actually way too strong. Maybe I should leave this one to Mike. He'll know how to win.
Intimidated by my strength, the whisperers stopped fighting. It was now their turn to run away. Serves you right for trying to mess with my friends. You'll have to deal with this electric tiger now. I chased the whisperers through the Baobab Savannah until my base was far away. Never come back! A villager who saw me bravely face off against Mike's henchmen came over to cheer me on.
You're the electric tiger, the second strongest being in the world.
Soon to be the most strongest, or first strongest, whichever sounds better.
Do you think you can spare some of your strength and give me a hand building a bridge over the river?
Sure thing, villager. I used the materials the villager gave me to finish building the bridge across the river.
Thanks, Zozo. Only a truly strong hero could do something like that.
From day 90 to day 94, I continued onward across the desert and through the eroded Badlands until I saw on the map I was getting close to Mike's arena. I could see one of the whisperers who had attacked my base lingering nearby, and I drew my netherite sword in preparation for a battle. I'm here to see Mike. I'm going to challenge him for the title of strongest being in the world.
Oh, no you didn't. You're gonna need to get this guy first. He's the second strongest in the whole world.
An armored pillager showed up, taking the place of the whisperer as my opponent.
I've heard people say that you're the second strongest in the world. Not true, because that's me. I've never beaten Mike, but I'll beat anyone who isn't Mike.
You won't beat me. I'll take your title, then I'll take on Mike.
Then bring it on, Zozo the Electric Tiger.
The armored villager waited for me to make the first move, which I did, using my netherite sword. He blocked the attack and countered with a strike from his own weapon. I lost quite a few hearts and had to dodge back to avoid the worst of his attacks. I used my energy blast to keep him at a distance, but his armor was as tough as mine. You're pretty strong, pillager.
Are you ready to give up and run away?
No way. I'll never back down from a fight again. From day 95 to day 97, I continued to battle against the armored pillager, utilizing all my specially trained techniques to try and gain an advantage. Have another lightning strike.
I can handle your lightning strikes all the livelong day, Zozo.
We'll see about that. I circled around the armored pillager with my whirlwind attack and delivered sword strikes wherever I could. I was still having trouble cracking the second strongest fighter's armor, but I figured I could soften him up for a lightning strike if I just kept attacking. With my whirlwind active, I spun around and unleashed my lightning strike. With that attack, the pillager surrendered. The electric tiger defeated the armored pillager and became the true second strongest in the world.
No, I couldn't achieve my dream of becoming the strongest in the world.
Why did you want to become the strongest so bad? I'm doing it to protect my friends and myself from Mike.
It started that way for me too, but when I realized I would never win, I became his follower. All the people who believed in me before became sad and stopped being my friends, but they went on to form the Order of the Shield.
Wait, you were the original champion.
No, I was just the guy who tried to be a champion before there was a champion. You've got to be better than me, Zozo.
I will, Armored Pillager. I'll defeat Mike and become the strongest in the world, once and for all. On day 98, I went back to the base to tell everyone that I would soon be facing off against Mike for the ultimate title. I went to visit Windcaller first, who was standing at the top of the watchtower. Thanks to the strength you gave me at the start, I was able to become the champion that you always thought I could be.
It was like I said long ago. My strength was the foundation, but you built it into something better and made it your own.
Thank you for believing in me.
Here is a bit more of my strength in the form of a potion. Drink it before you go into battle.
Next, I met with Fletcher outside of the chicken farm. I wanted to assure him that once I was the strongest, I would use my strength to protect all of the biomes from evil.
Very soon, the world will be safe. I'm glad I was able to help your quest for strength, Zozo.
You gave me what I needed when I needed it most, and I'm so grateful that I was able to meet you.
Make the most of your magic powers. The special techniques will be the key to victory.
After Fletcher, there was only one last friend to thank, the fungus thrower, who was chilling in the party room. This room is the best room, other than a mushroom, of course. That's a fungus. I look forward to hanging out after I beat Mike once and for all. It'll be a big celebration. On day 99, I made my way back to the eroded Badlands and saw the first glimpses of Mike's base. I approached, and there were the Whisperers waiting to stand in the way. Move aside, small fry. I'm here for Mike. You guys don't need to be involved. The Whisperers bolted for the hills, and I ran straight into Mike's base. On day 100, I walked into Mike's fight club with my netherite sword drawn. Mike, I'm here to fight. The big golem himself, Mike, appeared before me in order to fight.
Zozo the Electric Tiger, you fought all the other strong people in the world, and now you think you can steal my crown.
I do. I'm gonna make sure that you are put down for the count.
Lots of people have said that to me before, and I've beaten them all. I didn't get to be the strongest because I made excuses. I just kept fighting and winning.
But you didn't fight the Whisperers when they started going after the Order of the Shield. You didn't want a champion to fight you.
I don't care what those weaklings do or what fights they get into. All that matters is the fight between me and you. That's how it's always been, destined champion. Let's do this in a place worthy of this showdown.
Mike left, and I ran after him. He turned into his fighting arena. I followed him in when he hit at the entrance and slammed his golem fist into my body. It was the Mike Spike, his signature opening move. I drew my netherite sword and dealt some real damage to him for the first time. I followed up with a whirlwind and a lightning strike. Mike threw me across the fight club. Then he jumped and slammed onto me, dealing a lot of damage. He tried to attack again, but I hit him with an energy blast. He caught him off guard, and I was able to land a bunch of other energy blasts after. Then I remembered to drink up the strength potion Windcaller gave me. I felt much stronger now. As we stood there, swinging away at each other, hit after hit, I was wearing the golem down. Eventually, one of us fell. Mike actually dropped. Yes, Zozo the Electric Tiger wins! I had completed the 100-day challenge to defeat the strongest being in the world. I had won! On day 1, I spawned into the Aspen Forest as Tails, the awesome two-tailed fox, the best friend of Sonic the Hedgehog. Oh, I'm a little baby Tails. This is adorable. Still, I can't wait to get bigger and stronger. But before I could even think about that, I was hit by a crossbow bolt and wounded. I turned and saw a big, scary armored Vindicator coming through the trees towards me.
Well, if it isn't Tails, I've been searching for you. You and your little blue speedster of a friend have had it too good for too long.
Wait, you mean Sonic? He's not here. I'm just Zozo playing as Tails. What kind of problem do you have with me?
You seem to think I'm some common vindicator, that you can trick me. You're wrong, Zozo, if that is your real name.
It is!
I am a machine designed to destroy pesky little animals like you. And you may know my creator's name, Dr. Robotnik.
Oh no, not him. Anybody but him.
He gave me a mission. I have to destroy you in 100 days. And believe me, I will never fail my mission.
He talked a big game and looked like he could back it up, so I turned and ran for my life. I may not be as fast as Sonic, but that doesn't mean I'm not cool and tough. I'm gonna figure out a way to stop this evil robot from completing its mission. On day 2, I went deeper into the Aspen Forest, keeping a low profile to avoid being spotted by that terrifying armored Vindicator. If he was made by Dr. Robotnik to hunt us down personally, he's gotta be one tough customer. I've got 10 hearts, and I'm already injured, and my hunger bar is way too low. I've gotta get some food immediately. Lucky for me, surrounded by all these trees, it wasn't hard to find an apple tree and fill my inventory with yummy, healthy fruit. An apple a day keeps the armored Vindicator away. But that didn't mean it'd keep every enemy away, because soon enough, a frozen zombie came shambling towards me through the trees. A frozen zombie? What are you doing all the way over here?
I'm another one of Dr. Robotnik's experiments. I'm not just a frozen zombie, I'm a cyborg zombie.
That's just one more reason to run away from you really, really fast. And so, I did. I ran away, regretting that I didn't have Sonic's super speed. I managed to escape the frozen zombie cyborg, but on the way out, I almost stepped on a blob of slime. Ah, gross.
Hey, that's not very nice.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't realize you could talk. I'm Zozo.
And I'm Blowbert, the conjured slime. You look a little anxious there, pal. A little green around the gills. Have a healing potion.
Blowbert gave me a healing potion, which I eagerly drank, feeling my hearts replenish. Phew! That was exactly what I needed. Thank you. It's a relief to know there are some nice people around here.
Very kind of you to say so. Come with me. A good friend of mine has a camp around here. You'll want to warm your hands by nightfall.
That's an offer I can't refuse. Lead the way, Blowbert. On day 3, I followed Blowbert through the forest as day slowly turned into night. Thank you for being so friendly to me, Blowbert. I feel like all I've done since I've gotten here is run away from scary people who want to hurt me.
I know how it is. This may surprise you, but people aren't exactly friendly to us conjured slimes. We have to deal with a lot of meanness from people, so I always try to be kind to others.
After a little more walking, I'd found the campfire Blowbert told me about. I went over and saw an iceologer warming himself next to the flames.
Hello there! I trust you're a friendly one, or you would have started attacking me by now.
You're right. I'm Zozo, and I'm on the run from Dr. Robotnik's armored Vindicator robot.
Ah, Zozo, it's a pleasure. I'm Ivan the iceologer. I was here studying the ice caps until that dastardly Robotnik melted them to resurrect the frozen zombies. So now I'm hiding out too.
Wow, Robotnik really has ruined everything out here. Is he still in the overworld?
Nope, he left this dimension to go and trouble others, and left that armored Vindicator robot to rule on his behalf.
Wait, so that means if I defeat the armored Vindicator, not only will I solve my own problems, I'll also save the entire world?
Well, theoretically, but surely nobody can defeat the armored Vindicator.
That's not gonna stop me from trying. From day 4 to day 5, I left the campfire with Blowbert and went exploring for a perfect place to make a base of operations.
Why make a base, Zozo? Isn't it better to stay on the move?
Rest is important, Blowbert. Plus, with a base, we can work on building defenses for ourselves in the event of an attack.
That's pretty sound logic. I guess you can have this wooden pickaxe I've been saving for a special occasion.
Blowbert gave me the wooden pickaxe, and while I didn't want to look ungrateful, I did use it to immediately mine into the ground and gather enough stone to make a stone sword and pickaxe. Sorry, Blowbert, stone is just more effective. But to make it up to him, I started building a cool little base with 2 rooms. One for me to sleep in, and another one for Blowbert. It wasn't much, but at least it'd be a roof over our heads.
Wow, Zozo, this is amazing. With a room to sleep in, I won't need to worry about someone stepping on me while I'm sleeping.
But that didn't mean I could afford to stop being alert. Once my base building for the day was done, a vicious leap leaf came running out of the forest towards me. There was no talking it down. Instead, I pulled out my stone sword and started attacking. Soon enough, I defeated the leap leaf and gained enough XP to level up.
I got bigger, stronger, jumped up to 30 hearts, and got an all-important new power, flying! This is awesome! Now I'm really just like Tails! From day 6 to day 8, I decided to put my new flying power to good use. I took off and soared all the way to the Basalt Barrera. It's so cool to see this place from above, but I could stand to get a closer look. That's why I flew down to the ground and started exploring. But it seemed that Dr. Robotnik's price on my head expanded even beyond his creations, because the second I touched the ground, an icy creeper came running towards me. Back up, back up, back up! Boom! The icy creeper exploded, leaving a huge crater in the ground. And I was able to safely descend again.
Great Scott! That was amazing, lad!
I turned and saw a rugged mountaineer emerge from behind a rocky outcrop. He came towards me, showing no signs of aggression.
The name's Michael the Mountaineer. But sadly, I've got a terrible sense of direction, so I still haven't found any mountains yet. Say, would you mind doing me a favor?
Does it involve helping you find a mountain?
Oh, you'd think so, but no. This rascal, the Vindicator Chef, used to be the personal chef for Dr. Robotnik when he was still around here. He needs to be taught a thing or two.
Well, it's not like Dr. Robotnik and his men can hate me any more than they already do. Let's do it! From day 9 to day 10, I followed Michael the Mountaineer through the Basalt Barrera until we came upon the Vindicator Chef. You stay back here, Michael. This could get tasty, and not in a good way. With Michael hanging back, I went in to confront the Vindicator Chef. But he seemed a lot gnarlier than you'd expect from a humble food service worker.
The sad little fox. My brother told me you'd be coming. I'm preparing a special meal for you. 3 courses, an appetizer of surprise, a main course of fear, and humiliation for dessert.
All this food for me, and all I'm gonna serve you is your words, Vindicator Chef. But I soon regretted being so arrogant, because the Vindicator Chef was not to be trifled with. He defeated me soundly, and all I could do was run away, right back to Michael the Mountaineer.
Is everything okay, Zozo, old chap?
This chef is way more dangerous than I thought. I'm gonna need some better training and weapons before I can take him on. Wanna come stay at my base in the meantime?
Happily! I can search for more mountains there.
From day 11 to day 12, I returned to my base with Michael the Mountaineer and immediately set about making him a chill little bedroom attached to mine in Blowbirds.
This is a truly wonderful little abode, Zozo. And in exchange for your hard work, I made a few little upgrades of my own for you.
I looked around the base and saw that Michael the Mountaineer had built a new storage room for weapons, armor, and supplies, and a furnace for smelting materials. This is awesome, Michael! Thank you! In fact, you've inspired me to do a little searching. That's why I explored an abandoned mining cave in the depths of the Aspen Forest, which was every bit as deep, dark, and creepy as you can imagine. But lucky for me, I found a vein of iron ore and used my stone pickaxe to dig it up. Once I'd collected enough, I went back to my base and used the furnace to smelt it into workable ingots. I used those ingots to make myself a cool iron chestplate. The best offense is a good defense, I've always said. The only thing the base was missing was some livestock, so I went about finding some sheep in the Aspen Forest and shepherded them back to the base. I built a little fence around them with enough space for them to roam freely. Now this base is feeling a lot more like a home. From day 13 to day 15, I once again spoke to my friend Bluebird. I needed advice from a goopy guy who knew his way around the block, so to speak.
I'd say you should start investigating the clues Robotnik left behind before he left the overworld. I know he had a present in the Basalt Barrera and the cold swamplands, so maybe there are clues for how to defeat the armored Vindicator out there.
Hey, it couldn't hurt. That's some great advice, Blobert. Thank you. I flew out to the Basalt Barrera first, seeing as it was slightly more familiar territory. I started searching around for an entire day, but I couldn't find anything. However, a frozen zombie found me.
You're too late, Zozo. We've scrubbed this place of any evidence of Dr. Robotnik's plans. And next, we're going to do it in the cold swamplands.
Wait, so that means you haven't done this in the cold swamplands yet?
Oh, crud! Me and my big mouth. I better destroy you now to save face.
I flew into battle with the frozen zombie, and after a tough fight, I was able to finally take him down. And when I did, he dropped some kind of potion. Well, I am a little thirsty. I drank the potion and suddenly felt myself getting bigger and stronger. I had 60 hearts now and a new power. I slammed my fist into the ground, shattering a bunch of the blocks below me. I guess I had some strength that even Knuckles would be proud of now.
From day 16 to day 19, I flew into a totally new location, the cold swamplands. Can't say I'd want to build a summer home here, but if Robotnik used to have a research lab here, it's worth checking out. I touched down and started searching. I was actually searching for 2 whole days when I finally found a ratty old book laying in the swamp. The cover read, Robotnik Research Notes. That sounds like a real page-turner. Part I read said, the overworld research subjects have been mostly disappointing. The Vindicator Chef was a complete failure, and the frozen zombies are mostly weak. But the armored Vindicator and the Dread Beast are extremely promising. The Dread Beast? Eesh, that doesn't sound good. My reading time was interrupted by another frozen zombie trudging towards me through the swamp.
You'll never survive my undead wrath.
I'm not afraid of you anymore! I ran in and defeated the zombie as quick as a flash! Sonic would have been proud of me if he'd seen it. From day 20 to day 22, I decided it was time to treat myself to a cool set of new gear. I've enjoyed stone, but I think I need some metal to take it to the next level. And where better to find metal than in the old mining cavern? I ventured back in and mined up a bunch more iron ore, which I then took back to the furnace at my base. Before I knew it, I had an iron sword and iron tools. With these, I think I can settle an old score. I flew back to the Basalt Barrera with my new gear and made a beeline for the diabolical Vindicator Chef.
Ready for me to cook up another whooping for you, you worthless fox!
Actually, I was thinking I'd cook this time. And I did. With my iron sword, I served up a heaping helping of Defeat the Vindicator Chef. In a flash, he was gone. If I can defeat one Vindicator, maybe I can defeat another.
Are you so sure about that, Zozo?
I turned and saw the armored Vindicator was standing right there. I had my sword ready, but he was too fast for me. He fired an energy blast at me that took off way too many of my hearts for my liking. So I turned and flew off. I was wrong. I'm nowhere near strong enough to beat him yet. From day 23 to day 26, I returned to my base to give Michael the Mountaineer the good news.
Zozo, welcome back, old chap. You're looking mighty cheerful. What news do you have?
I did it! That Vindicator Chef is toast!
Oh, I do enjoy a spot of toast. Oh, I see. You mean you managed to defeat him? Marvelous!
Yeah, it was pretty great. I do have a craving for toast now, though. I thought about making some toast, but instead I decided to satisfy a different hunger. My hunger for mining. I climbed back into the mines and found some more iron ore. Then, I took my freshly discovered ore back to my base and smelted it in my furnace. After making some iron ingots, I was able to craft an iron helmet and a pair of iron boots. I was trying on my new gear when Michael the Mountaineer approached me.
Afternoon, Zozo! I do appreciate your help with that terrible chef. I hope you'll allow me to express my gratitude, especially since I've already completed my gift for you. It's a new perimeter wall to keep us all safe and sound.
I love it! Thank you so much! From day 27 to day 31, I flew back to the cold swamplands to continue investigating the area. I wonder if I can find more research notes or something even more helpful. I searched the area for days without finding much. I was starting to get pretty discouraged. I was getting ready to turn around and head back home when a friendly illusioner walked up to me.
Excuse me, are you the fox that was here a while back? The one who totally wrecked that frozen zombie?
That sure sounds like me.
Rad! So, listen dude, I'm stoked you did that and all, but I kinda need some more help, if that's cool. You got a place I could crash for a while? I'm scared more of those frozen guys are gonna come through here.
Sure, you can come back to my base with me.
Sick!
Thanks, dude. I led the illusioner back to my base and left him to get settled in. Then, I visited my sheep and collected some wood from them. With more people staying here, I want to spruce the place up a bit. I think some decorative banners will do the trick. Putting up all the banners took a little while, but when I was done, I could tell the hard work was worth it. I wish Sonic could see this base. I bet he'd be really proud of me.
I'm sure he would, Zozo.
Lobert! Uh-oh, you look pretty upset. What's wrong?
I'm afraid Ivan's in trouble. He needs our help. I only hope it isn't already too late.
From day 32 to day 35, Blobert and I rushed to the aid of Ivan the Iceologer. We followed the glow of his campfire, but when we got to the campsite, the cozy hideout was overrun with Dr. Robotnik's frozen zombies.
Where's Ivan? I don't see him.
Don't worry, Zozo. I'll look for him. You handle these horrid creatures.
While Blowbird continued searching for Ivan, I ran as fast as I could and started slashing my way through the horde of zombies. When you're in a situation this dire, you've got to go fast if you want to survive. Take that, and that, and that! It was tough fighting so many of them, but I was a much better fighter than I was when I first spawned, and I was able to defeat almost all of them. I was about to finish off the last zombie when he started laughing. What's so funny?
An eye for an eye, Zozo. You may have destroyed my friends, but we destroyed one of yours too.
What? No, not Ivan!
Look at you, so sad. Are you gonna cry about it?
Maybe, but right now, I'm gonna do this! And with one final blow, I destroyed the last frozen zombie! From day 36 to day 39, I was desperate to get my mind off of losing Ivan. So I took off and flew all the way back to the Basalt Barrera. As I looked down at the landscape, I could see a geomancer trying to get my attention.
Hey, you! Over here!
I began my descent and landed right in front of him. Hey, did you want to tell me something?
More like ask you something. Hi, I'm Jeff. I've been studying rock formations around here for a long time now, and my research has been going pretty well. Or at least it was, until this super aggressive Cyclops showed up. He's been stomping all over the area and refusing to let me take any samples. He threatened to squash me if I tried again.
Yikes! That's no good!
Think you could help me get him out of here?
I'll give it my best shot! I took off into the air again, and with such a great vantage point, it wasn't long before I spotted the Cyclops. Hey, any chance you'll leave if I just ask really nicely? He didn't say anything, he just tried to attack me. Okay, well, I tried the easy way. Time for the hard way. This looks like a job for my Hulk Smash. This time, it was the Cyclops who got crushed. Jeff the Geomancer was so relieved when I told him.
Thank you. I can't wait to continue my research. I'm trying to find new ways for people to protect themselves from the Armored Vindicator, you see.
He and his frozen zombies just destroyed my friend, and they're trying to get me next.
Oh dear, you'd better be careful. If you think his frozen zombies are bad, then you don't want to meet the Dread Beast.
I keep hearing about this Dread Beast. I really don't like the sound of him.
Nor should you. He's a vile creature and an extremely difficult force to defeat. Be careful out there. If you're taking on the Armored Vindicator, you'll certainly cross paths with the beast too.
From day 40 to day 43, I soared through the sky all the way back to my base. When I landed, I saw Blowbird waiting for me.
Zozo, welcome back! Look what I've been up to. I added some bookshelves and couches to the base. It looks pretty cozy, right?
Sure does. What gave you the idea to do all of this?
Well, if it isn't too much trouble, I was hoping we could invite some of the other conjured slimes to stay with us. It's a pretty dangerous world out there for a slime, and you've given me a really safe home. I'd love to share it.
Go for it. They're welcome here. The next day, a whole group of conjured slimes arrived at the base. Make yourselves comfortable, everybody. I love making new friends. After I greeted the slimes, the Illusioner came to speak with me.
Hey man, I could use your help with a, gnarly problem of mine. You think you could fight a Gorgon for me? Once stole my pet axolotl and took him out to the cold swamplands. And I'm not strong enough to, well, get that little dude back on my own.
Sure, I'll do my best. From day 44 to day 49, I flew to the cold swamplands in search of the missing axolotl and the Gorgon who took him. This place is starting to give me the creeps. I hope I don't run into any more trouble out here.
A foolish hope, Tails. Your days are numbered, and soon I will fulfill my purpose and rid the world of you and your little hedgehog friend.
Ah, the Armored Vindicator! I keep telling you, Sonic isn't here, and I don't have anything to do with this.
No more lies. Your days are numbered, Tails, and soon they will run out. Mark my words, before they do, I will have destroyed you. If I don't, Dr. Robotnik will deactivate me for failing my mission, so I must not fail.
Pretty harsh. Maybe you should fight him instead of me.
Silence! I've had enough of you. Deathworm, handle this pathetic fox.
As the Armored Vindicator ran off, a huge, terrifying Deathworm slithered towards me. From day 50 to day 53, I faced off against the super intimidating Deathworm. With a name like Deathworm, I'm guessing you're not just looking for a hug.
I will destroy you, Tails.
Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. I can't let you do that. I like being not destroyed. So, Hulk
Smash! I slammed my fist into the ground, sending the deathworm flying backwards. While it was disoriented, I rushed at it with my sword and won the fight! Some deathworm? You weren't so scary. I saw something drop on the ground where the deathworm fell. Oh hey, what's this little note? It says, "From the desk of Dr. Robotnik, the Armored Vindicator is my most promising creation. A tough combatant with no mercy or fear, but his weakness against diamond-based weapons is unacceptable. I must find a way to correct this." Wait a second. This sounds like diamond weapons might help me get the upper hand against the Armored Vindicator. I hope that's true. As I was leaving the area, I noticed something sparkly in the crater where I fought the worm. Mystical diamonds! This will come in handy later! From day 54 to day 57, I saw a tiny little axolotl waddling through the cold swamplands. Hey, little guy, are you looking for your owner? He seemed to trust me and started approaching me when a gorgon suddenly jumped in between us and attacked. You must be the pet napper. Don't you know it's wrong to come between someone and their axolotl? She didn't answer me. She just kept trying to attack. Luckily, I had my sword ready, and with a few swipes of my blade, I made that gorgon history. Come with me, little guy. I took the axolotl back to my base and delivered him back into the arms of the illusioner. Hank, I missed you so much, buddy. Thanks, Zozo. You're a real good dude. From day 58 to day 62, I expanded my sheep pen to give the sheep more room to graze and walk around. Can't stop thinking about that note. I think I really need some diamond gear. Back to the mines! Down in the mining cavern, I dug tirelessly until I happened upon some diamonds. Perfect! Using the diamonds I mined and the diamonds I got from the deathworm, I crafted a diamond pickaxe and a diamond sword. If I were the Armored Vindicator, I'd be pretty nervous right about now. When I got back to my base, Blobert was practically bouncing with excitement.
Zozo, come look! I made the perfect hangout space for us, and the other slimes, and anyone else who wants to visit or stay here.
I followed him, and he showed me a new living area, complete with a fireplace. You did amazing work, Blobert. I'm so glad you're staying here with me. From day 63 to day 66, I was down in the mining cavern digging for more useful materials. I can't find anything. I wish I knew what I should do next.
Well, Zozo, my good chap, I believe I can be of assistance with that.
Ah, Michael, you scared me.
Apologies for the surprise, but an old chum of mine from the Dark Forest sent me a letter, and I believe she can offer you some valuable information.
Oh, thanks. I left the cavern and took to the skies, flying to the Dark Forest. When I landed, a gray hippogriff emerged from the shadows right in front of me.
I've been waiting for you, Zozo.
Stay back, I have a diamond sword.
Oh, gosh. No, I didn't mean it like that. I'm Michael, the Mountaineer's friend. My name is Gracie. I have some information for you about the Armored Vindicator. If you can help me with something first.
Sure, what is it?
Well, there's a troll trying to drive me out of my home here. I'd be able to focus on helping you out if I knew he wasn't going to try anything. But I'm too weak to fight him myself.
I'll give it a shot. From day 67 to day 70, I waited with Gracie for the bothersome troll to show up. After a day, he did, stomping up to Gracie and roaring in her face. She hid behind a tree to get away before he could attack her. Hey, leave her alone. The troll turned his attention to me, roaring and charging right at me. So I attacked with my new diamond sword. That nasty troll didn't stand a chance. You can come out now, Gracie.
Thank you so much, Zozo. Now for the info I promised you. The Armored Vindicator lives in an abandoned laboratory near here. I think it used to belong to Dr. Robotnik. It might even be where he was created. I can show you which way to go, if you want.
Yes, please. Just point me in the right direction. From day 71 to day 74, I followed Gracie's directions and began my search for the abandoned laboratory. I don't see anything but trees. I wonder where the laboratory is. It's so hard to find what I'm looking for. But it's not hard to find more Zozo videos. All you have to do is search ZOZO, and there they are. Finally, I spotted it. A big, creepy abandoned laboratory. Yes, this must be it.
You made a grave mistake coming here, little fox.
The Armored Vindicator had snuck up right behind me. I tried to attack him with my diamond sword, but he was still too strong. Uh-oh, I guess my diamond weapon isn't enough. I'll need to get stronger too. I didn't want to, but I had to run away before he did too much damage to me. From day 75 to day 78, I ran all the way back to my base and stopped only when I reached my room. Can't believe I had to run away. I thought I was ready. I guess I was wrong.
I didn't want to face my friends while feeling like a loser, so I just went to lie down in my room. Sometime later, I heard someone entering my room. Who is it?
Hey, dude! We wanted to give you some good vibes, so we made some rad improvements around the pad. Come check it out!
I followed the illusioner and saw that everyone had built a watchtower. Oh, wow! Thank you! That does make me feel a little better.
I also brought you a present.
Blowbird handed me a magic golden apple. I took a bite and immediately felt much better. Not just because I needed a snack, but because it made me transform into a bigger, stronger fox. My hearts increased to 100. I was so excited. I spun around and I unleashed a whirlwind attack. Well, that's new.
Maybe that's just what you need to get the advantage in your battle with the armored VEGETA.
From day 79 to day 84, I flew back to the dark forest, feeling confident. When I landed, I spotted a siren attacking a pink pixie. Well, I wasn't going to just stand there and let that happen. Hey! When the siren looked at me, I blasted her with the whirlwind attack and it blew her away. I could get used to this.
Thank you. You saved my life. I wish I could repair you.
No worries. I'm just glad I could help.
Wait, I can. I forgot I was carrying this. Here, I hope you'll find it useful.
She handed me a sparkling new diamond helmet. Wow, this is amazing. Thank you. I put it on right away, and I felt tougher than ever. From day 85 to day 89, I flew back to my base in a really great mood. I had a new ability, a new helmet, and a new confident attitude. When I landed though, I got a feeling that something was really wrong. I was right. As I approached my base, I could see a horde of frozen zombies crawling all over it. I even destroyed our new watchtower. Stop it!
We would if you would accept your doom at the hands of the armored Vindicator.
Never! I used my whirlwind attack to knock the zombies over, and I tried to chase them, but I lost track of them in the woods. While I was trying to see which way the zombies went, I spotted a cockatrice. Hey, did you see some frozen zombies run through here?
I sure did. I can tell you where they went. If you do me a favor and help me break open this here chest. I lost the key, and I can't get it open.
I broke open the chest with one swipe of my pickaxe, and the cockatrice grabbed the book that was inside.
Hooray! My Mima's recipe book! Thank you, kind stranger. They went that way.
From day 90 to day 94, I followed the cockatrice's directions and tracked the frozen zombies to the abandoned laboratory in the dark forest. I should have known they'd be here. I was about to confront the frozen zombies when a huge, terrifying dread beast emerged from inside the lair.
I see you, Zozo. You can't hide from me.
Uh-oh. Well, if I can't hide, I guess I have no choice but to fight. With nothing else left to do, I drew my sword and got ready for battle. From day 95 to day 97, the dread beast rushed at me and attacked. I dodged, but he was fast and strong too. This is gonna be my toughest fight yet.
It was always going to end here. Accept your fate, and I will make it quick. So I can't promise it won't hurt a lot.
No, I won't give up. I can't give up. Not just for me, but for everyone that Dr. Robotnik and the Armored Vindicator want to harm. I summoned all my strength and Hulk smashed the ground, toppling the Dread Beast. Then I used my whirlwind attack to keep him down. Finally, I finished the battle with my diamond sword. I did it! I did it!
Fool! The battle has only just begun. After you, my master will obliterate your little blue hedgehog friend. Then the echidna will be next. You will all suffer.
With those last words, the Dread Beast was gone. I won't let that happen. I know now that I need to make sure I don't lose this final fight. I've got to go home and make sure I'm really ready to do this. On day 98, I flew back to my base, where all of my friends were waiting for me. I decided to speak to each one of them, one by one. First, I spoke to the illusioner.
Hey, man, how are you feeling?
I'm scared, but I'm determined. I can't back down, no matter how nervous I am. Then, Blowbert.
I know you can do it, Zozo. You are a truly impressive hero, and you've done so much for me and the rest of slime kind. You'll defeat the evil once and for all. Here, I brought you this to protect you.
Blowbert handed me a royal shield. Thank you. And finally, Michael the Mountaineer.
I don't have much to gift you, old sport, but I do have this potion of strength. It's just as reinvigorating as a nice spot of tea.
I drank the potion and immediately felt more powerful. Thank you, all of you. I promise to do my best.
On day 99, I flew back to the old laboratory in the dark forest to face off against the armored Vindicator. Let's do this. There were a ton of frozen zombies stationed in front of the entrance. Oh great, it'll take me forever to fight through those guys. Just then, Gracie the Gray Hippogriff emerged from a hiding spot behind a tree.
I'm here to help. I've been training, and I think I can fight for myself now. And also fight for you. Let me handle the zombies. You take care of the big guy.
Thank you, Gracie! While she rushed at the zombies, I slipped inside the armored Vindicator's lair. On day 100, I entered the laboratory and confronted the armored Vindicator.
So, it's come to this. Prepare to taste defeat, Tails. I won't be deactivated by my creator. I will serve my purpose.
We don't have to do this. You could just walk away peacefully, or even come stay at my base. I'll help protect you against Dr. Robotnik.
You can't trick me. Stand and fight me. This is what I was made for.
He charged at me and attacked, and I knew I had no other choice. I used my whirlwind attack to knock him out of the way. Then, it was all about the sword fight, and I could tell my diamond sword was doing some damage. He got in a few good hits, but I kept going. I got knocked down, but I got up again. He couldn't keep me down. Finally, I struck one more blow, and he fell for good. I did it! I won! I wish I could stick around to see Dr. Robotnik's face when he finds out he lost, but I don't want to be here when he comes to inspect the lab. Time to go back home and celebrate. Gotta go fast.
On day 1, I spawned in as Vegeta. Tremble before the Prince of all Saiyans. What? Only 5 hearts? That doesn't make sense. Isn't he supposed to be super powerful? I guess I'm gonna have to do some serious training if I want to live up to the real Vegeta's reputation. Where's an old martial master when you need him? Is that one over there? He looks like he might know some wisdom. It's me, Zozo. I'm looking for someone to train me. Are you worthy to train a Saiyan?
No, I am not worthy to train a Saiyan, but I am worthy to capture one and make him fight to his doom.
This is no martial arts master. He's a wicked wizard, and he's attacking me with magic.
You're mine, Zozo. I've captured warriors far more capable than you.
Not today, wizard. Nowhere to run. I've got to jump off this cliff to get away. Hopefully I can fly. Vegeta can fly in the show, so why not? Here goes everything. Uh-oh, I can't fly yet. Ah, I'm falling. I guess Vegeta doesn't take fall damage. Must be the ability I start with. It'll probably upgrade to flying later. That wizard said something about capturing Saiyans. Maybe he has some of my friends, or even Goku. But Goku isn't Vegeta's friend. He's more like a rival. Every tough guy needs a good rival, and I guess for now I'll have to settle for that wizard guy. I'll rest at the bottom of this cliff until morning. On day 2, I start punching trees and rocks, and get the supplies to make my wooden pickaxe. I think I'll build my base somewhere away from this cliff, since I don't want to run into the wizard again before I've gotten stronger. I'll need wide open spaces to fire my ki blast, so this rocky desert will do nicely. There are some nasty coyotes here, but I'm a Saiyan. I can beat a few coyotes barehanded. Confusing me for just another helpless villager, the coyotes attacked, but I was ready. It looks like I have some buffs to my punching damage, probably from being a martial artist. That'll come in handy. Get out of here, coyotes. This is my turf.
Okay, we're going. You don't need to be such a jerk about it.
You should have known who you were messing with. With my pickaxe, I start mining for sandstone. That will be the main material that I use when making my base, at least until I can go underground and get some more durable blocks. There are some cactus blocks here too, but I don't have any armor or weapons, so I'm just gonna leave them alone for now. If I decide later that I want green dye, then I'll be sure to start farming those cactus blocks. I end the day by building a fence around where I want the base to be, and a tiny tent to sleep in. When it's done, this will be the perfect gym to train as a Super Saiyan warrior. On day 3, I travel to a nearby forest to find some more wood for my fences. If there's a river I can redirect into the desert, that'll also be a good future project. Of course, I wouldn't be Vegeta if I wasn't also looking for a fight. Saiyans get stronger the more they battle tough enemies after all. That giant tarantula should make for a worthy opponent. Spiders give me the creeps, but Vegeta isn't afraid of anything. Let's go, tarantula. I started punching and doing some damage, but I was also losing too many hearts too quickly. Oh no, he's biting me. Gotta run. Didn't think a spider would be giving me so much trouble. But is it really fair that he has 6 more arms than me? While I was escaping from the tarantula, I found that there was an entire monkey caught in its web. Monkeys are like distant cousins to Saiyans, so of course I have to help him. I punch away the webs and set that monkey free. Be free, monkey. Oh, I guess he has something to say. What's up, new monkey friend?
Thank you for releasing me. My name is Stu, and I was chased here by an evil wizard.
I'm Zozo. I've seen that wizard too. Why was he after you?
He thought I was a Saiyan, so he tried to kidnap me.
Well, you're safe now. Why don't you come back to my base with me?
Sure, but only if you've got bananas. Stu the monkey is bananas about bananas.
On days 4 to 5, I made the fence surrounding my base bigger in order to make space to build a house for Stu. Full of bananas, obviously.
Yeah, baby. Stu loves bananas.
That should keep him entertained, while the real Saiyan focuses on important things, like getting so strong that I can totally send that wizard flying into space when I next see him. The problem is, a bigger base meant that I was much closer to the cactus blocks, and the cactoids were starting to become aggressive. And I don't have enough buckets of water to tame them off. Back off, you greedy cactoids! The fence can keep the little ones out, but when night comes, the local cactyrant is going to transform and attack me. Those guys are no joke, and they attack at night when the sun can't make me stronger. Or is it just Goku that powers up with the sun? Either way, those creepy cactus creatures have the advantage, unless I take my arsenal up a notch. I have until night falls to craft a weapon from the materials I've mined. Nobody wants to fight a cactyrant barehanded after all, damage buffs or not. There's plenty of stone around, so I use some stone blocks and a stick to make a stone sword and some tools. I wait until it gets dark, and then I go out and face the cactyrant. I defeat him using my new weapon. He drops boots of swiftness. Wow, that's unexpected. Now I can run around at high speeds with the best of them. Bet that evil wizard would never see this coming. Woohoo! If only I knew where I was going. On days 6 to 8, I'm deep in the desert gathering up sand to craft some pockets of sand. Vegeta doesn't always fight fair, so I want to be able to throw sand at my enemies, and I might need to, because here comes that evil wizard from earlier, and it looks like he's riding on a go-kart.
There you are, Saiyan. This time you won't get away.
You'll never capture the Prince of Saiyans. But the scary thing is, he actually might. No matter how fast I try to run with my boots of swiftness, it's like he's always catching up to me.
I told you there'd be no escape this time.
That vehicle is really fast, so I have to lead him to the cactus patch where he has to drive more carefully.
You think some puny cactuses will stop me, Zozo?
The plural is cacti, actually, Dark Wizard. Maybe you need to go back to school.
I'm evil. I don't have to get things right. I do things wrong on purpose.
He throws a spell at me from long range, and now I'm taking damage. I hide behind a tall cactus, then I throw a pocket of sand at him. Yes, it looks like that threw off his steering and made him stop the go-kart.
Well, I'm not going to drive when I can't see. That's just basic road safety.
The effect will wear off soon, so I'm going to get out of here. Thank goodness he doesn't know about my base. On days 9 to 10, I still don't know why that wizard wants to capture me. How can I be the Prince of all Saiyans when I'm afraid to fight the first guy I met in the world? Stu thinks I'm being too down on myself.
Don't worry, Zozo. You're doing a lot better than I could. You saved me from that spider, and I'm sure you'll save us both from that wizard too.
Well, maybe, but I think I should build a statue to get my mind off of things.
Get your mind off of things like being afraid you won't defeat the Dark Wizard forever and all time?
You're not helping me out, Stu.
Sorry. Stu does believe in you, though.
I think I'll build a statue of Vegeta's father, King Vegeta. That way I can show everyone who comes to my base how powerful the Saiyan people once were. It might encourage me too, who knows? But this won't be just any statue. The King of Saiyans needs a huge statue made out of strong material. I better start mining stone and gathering all the materials in my base. And who knows, maybe all this mining will help make me stronger too. It's good exercise. I'm also going to get a source of water in the base by redirecting a nearby river. My Saiyan fists are super strong, so these blocks are like nothing to me. I also made myself a bigger place to live and constructed a house out of sandstone. And now that I have more water in the base, I can start taming the nearby cactoids with buckets of it. You nerds work for me now. On days 11 to 12, a Viking villager arrived outside my base with a story to tell. He had apparently traveled a long way seeking my base.
You must be the Saiyan I've heard about. I am known as Charles, and my people are the Vikings. Days ago, I escaped from a terrible place where the Dark Wizard Baraka is making all the greatest warriors in the land fight until only one remains. He continues to gather the mightiest fighters he can find and pit them against each other.
Why is he doing that?
Who knows? Before it was my turn to fight, I ran away as fast as I could. Now I have come to you with a warning. Baraka will stop at nothing to capture you. With a true Saiyan in his collection, he'd be able to make the battles even more violent.
So that's where all the strong people are hiding? Interesting.
It's strange. There was another one like you there, except he wore robes of orange.
Wait, Goku is there? But he's my tough guy rival. No one gets to defeat him until I defeat him.
I guess you had better start training then.
For now, I'll still avoid getting captured, but it sounds like the wizard is holding a tournament for powerful fighters. I better hope I can qualify. In the meantime, how about we get you some water, Charles? You look exhausted after all that.
Thank you, Zozo. It seems you truly are the hero people say you are.
On days 13 to 15, I train non-stop to make myself even stronger, because that is what a Z-fighter does when push comes to shove. Cutting down some of the cactuses is great training for swordsmanship. I can't just rely on my fists if I want to win this thing. And I also can't let my opponent look down on the Prince of Saiyans, so I go back to that giant tarantula and challenge it to a rematch. This time, I'm armed and ready. Bring it on, you 8-legged freak. I start the fight by throwing a sand pocket, and then I run in, swinging my sword. I'm doing a lot more damage now, and my ki blast is also very helpful. Not so tough now, are you, Spidey? It tries to trap me in a web, but my sword can cut straight through like it's no problem. The bigger they come, the harder they fall. This spider is toast. Whoa, I feel like my power level is rising. This is gonna be good. I've become Super Saiyan, with 15 hearts and way stronger attacks. Tremble before me. I'm the legend that all of my enemies of the Saiyans fear. I know that Vegeta can still get a lot stronger than this, but the change in appearance shows I've made some real progress towards my goal. I'm going to prove that I'm the strongest warrior in the world. Even Goku won't be able to defeat me when I'm fully leveled up. On days 16 to 19, I dig deep into the mine in search of materials. If I can get my hands on some metal, I'll be able to have better gear to match my brand new Super Saiyan form. It feels good to be a legend. The way forward is infested with skeletons, so it looks like I'll have to take them down first. Out of my way, skeletons. You're all just jealous that you don't have muscles like Vegeta. I guess that really struck a nerve with the leader of the skeleton horde.
You think you can come in here and make fun of us, Zozo? We're working for the Dark Wizard, and he sent us here to capture you.
Well, tell him he should have sent better. Or don't, because I'm sending you back to oblivion. The skeletons that charged me directly were easy enough to deal with, but those archers were always a pain. It's a good thing that I have Ki Blast to return fire. No bones about it. You guys are done for. I take out the ones at close range and then mop up the rest. But it looks like their leader got away. He's probably going to tell the Dark Wizard that I'm a force to be reckoned with.
You haven't seen the last of me, Zozo. I'll be back.
Now it's time to give my armor an upgrade to full iron. While I'm at it, I'll craft an iron sword and iron pickaxe too. Iron everything. Oh, the irony. On days 20 to 22, I was surprised to see Charles the Viking return to the base. What's going on?
Be careful, Zozo. Baraka somehow found out where I was, and now he's followed me here to the base.
Get inside. I'll handle this. Charles went inside the base. I went to go face the Dark Wizard Baraka alone. He was waiting just outside. I'm ready for you this time, Dark Wizard. Show me what you've got.
Foolish Saiyan. You are light years away from being able to defeat me.
We'll see about that. I threw a sand pocket at Baraka to blind him, then followed up with a Ki Blast shot. To my surprise, he wasn't there. He was right behind me instead.
You've met the Viking, so you know why I'm here. You know about the battle to find out who's the strongest fighter in the world.
I swung my iron sword at him, but he avoided it.
Will you accept my challenge?
Oh, so now you're giving me the choice.
It's because you've grown a bit stronger, Zozo. If I fought you now, I couldn't go easy on you.
Is that right? I'm not afraid. Bring it on. I threw another pocket of sand at the Dark Wizard, and this time he was blinded. I followed up with a few powerful strikes from my sword. Yeah, I really got him.
That's enough. Don't make me destroy you, Saiyan.
The wizard summoned an explosive block of TNT. I ran for cover as it exploded. When I looked back over, he was gone. Was he really holding back, or just afraid of what the Prince of Saiyans could do? Either way, I would happily take him on again and find out. On days 23 to 26, I was finally able to start farming the cactoids and cactyrants for materials. And this is the fruit of my labor. No, not the prickly pears, even though they did drop a lot of those. Using the thorns that the cactyrant dropped, and with a little bit of crafting, I can make a thorn shooter. Yes. Looks like building a training center in the middle of the desert has its perks. This new thorn shooter will be my ranged weapon of choice. I don't know what kind of totally crazy warriors I'll be facing when, and if I take the Dark Wizard up on his challenge. But it'll be good to have some variety in my attack options.
Stu thinks that thorn shooter is really cool. I'm impressed.
Thanks, Stu. Let's go test out this weapon in the desert. Who knows? Maybe we'll even find some strong enemies to defeat. Me and Stu headed out to the desert and made a few targets out of sandstone. They'd be a perfect way to focus my shooting skills. Bam! Bam! Look at those targets go down. This thorn shooter is so powerful.
Hey, can Stu try that thorn shooter? I've got a score to settle with another monkey back in the forest.
Maybe I should keep it for now, Stu. I feel like things are about to get even crazier. And if you'd like to find more of my videos, you should like, subscribe, and type ZOZO in the search bar. It never fails. On days 27 to 31, I start to add some of the more durable material to the statue of King Vegeta. I want to make sure his armor is absolutely perfect. For the blue parts of the armor, I've got to get my hands on some diamonds. But
that's a really rare material, so it looks like it's time to go underground. Stu, hold down the fort while I'm away.
You can count on Stu. It's not like I'll monkey around while you're away.
I venture down into the underground, farther than I've ever gone before, until I am greeted by the bright light of orange lava. Somewhere in these lava caves, I should be able to find a vein of diamond. It looks like a couple of magma cubes don't appreciate me trespassing down here. If the cactus blocks damage me when I touch them, there's no way these things don't. The last thing I want is to touch any kind of magma in a place like this. Gotta put my thorn shooter skills to the test and take them out at a distance. Magma cubes always split into smaller magma cubes when they take hits, so I won't keep moving until they are completely gone. My key blast area attack helps with that. Just past the area where I thought the magma cubes... Wait, where are the diamonds? Huh? No diamonds down here. Well, then I guess I'm gonna need to find another way to get the blue for the King Vegeta statue's armor. Wait, I have a plan. If I mix sand, gravel, and some blue dye together, I can make blue concrete blocks. That'll do just fine for now. On days 32 to 35, I felt tired from all the farming and training I did, so I couldn't access my Super Saiyan form. I'll have to rest soon, but for now, I received another visit from my old nemesis, the skeleton that ran away from me in the mines. Still working for the Dark Wizard, I see.
You're gonna get it now, Zozo. I brought the Desert Lord with me, and he doesn't take too kindly to some Saiyan wannabe building bases in his desert.
Well, too bad. I am the Prince of Saiyans, and I don't take orders from the likes of you guys.
Then I guess we'll have to fight you.
The Desert Lord ran at me. I won't lie, he was big, and I felt a little intimidated. Thankfully, I didn't have to fight him with my sword. I was prepared for a battle, and my thorn shooter had full ammunition. Eat my thorns, Desert Lord.
No way! You've got a thorn shooter. No fair. Let's mosey on out of here.
Cowards! The skeleton and the Desert Lord ran away. Hopefully they won't be back again. It looks like some of the other mobs have returned as well. The gang of coyotes are back. Didn't I already teach you guys a lesson?
We know, Zozo, you're very strong, but that's why we need your help.
You coyotes need my help?
Yes, our friend the tribal gremlin was taken by the Dark Wizard's second in command, the champion Colossus. He's holding him in his fortress until the Dark Wizard wants him to fight.
He took some gremlin before he got to me? I guess I'm going to have to see this for myself. Your friend is as good as rescued. On days 36 to 39, I set off to go save the tribal gremlin from the champion Colossus. Those coyotes are going to owe me one. Whoa, is that the champion Colossus's base up there on that hill? I really need to start expanding my base if I want it to look like that. He had a pair of iron golems guarding the gate, and there were gargoyles on the rooftop. I don't know what I was expecting from the Dark Wizard's henchman, but this guy must be really serious. I can't just fight my way in there. I'd be totally outnumbered. I'm going to need a solid plan if I want to get in there and save the coyote's friend. I made my way around the entire mountain, searching for any less guarded areas that I can sneak into. On the far side of the fortress is a tunnel, but I'll still need to avoid those gargoyles that are flying around on patrol. I guess I'll have to use a frontiersman's cap to engage stealth mode. Sorry, raccoons, your sacrifice will not be soon forgotten. I'll need your tails to make the cap, and if I can use this to free the tribal gremlin, it'll all be worth it. But what if something even scarier is waiting for me down in the tunnel? Wait, I said earlier Vegeta isn't afraid of anything. I need to be courageous. The tribal gremlin and all the coyotes depend on me. Tomorrow, it's go time. On days 40 to 43, I'm sneaking through the fortress and avoiding detection from the mobs that the champion Colossus has been using to guard this place. I'm still not scared, obviously, but if they know I'm here, they might suspect the tribal gremlin of planning an escape and do something to hurt him. The coyotes would never let me live that one down. Using the thorn shooter, I can pick the mobs off from a distance without them ever knowing I was there. As long as I'm doing it one by one, of course. First, I take out a couple gargoyles. Then, I finish off the iron golem, guarding the entrance to the fortress's dungeon. I've got to be careful though, because even though these guards are nothing to worry about, the champion Colossus is somewhere in this place, and he has to be almost as strong as the Dark Wizard. After a whole lot of sneaking about, I find my way to the tribal gremlin cell. Hey, gremlin, up and at them! The coyotes sent me here to rescue you.
Oh, good. I was getting tired of waiting for a good fight. Let's get out of here.
You say that like you could have left at any time.
I've never slept in a fortress before. It was kind of cool, honestly.
Well, I'm building the ultimate training gym out in the desert. If you need a better place to crash, you should stay at my base. The tribal gremlin seems sure of himself. Either way, we make tracks and find our way back to the coyotes.
Thanks, Zozo.
On days 44 to 49, I continue crafting more blue concrete for the statue of King Vegeta. He is going to look so regal. It'll be the centerpiece of my base when it's finally finished, but a job this big requires the help of many friends. I had Stu gather fur from the forest that I could use to line the king statue's tail.
Stu can get you all the fur you need. Just don't ask whose it is.
Charles, on the other hand, went to the ocean for some lapis lazuli stone. That way I had 2 shades of blue to work with for the armor.
Blue is my favorite color. Vikings love the sea after all, and I'm no exception.
While everyone else is gathering materials for the statue, the tribal gremlin and the coyotes are building a sandstone wall around the perimeter of the base.
Does this look good, Zozo? Don't worry, guys. I think it looks great, no matter what anyone says.
I've got a few larger rooms for training and keeping spare weapons, and I also reused some of the materials from my fences to build a pen for the tamed cactoids. Stu also came back from his last trip with something I'd never seen before.
Hey, Zozo.
What is it, Stu?
I found a bunch of banana blocks in the forest and thought we could use them to make even more bananas.
This is your wildest idea yet, Stu. But I guess having enough bananas to go around never hurt anybody.
That's the spirit. Bananas to all, and to all a banana.
On days 50 to 53, the Dark Wizard finally reared his ugly head. And he wasn't alone. By his side were all of the henchmen I'd come to know and hate. The Skeleton Leader.
I told you I'd be back. And now, I'm back. Again.
The Desert Lord. He doesn't say much. And most terrifying of all, the Champion Colossus. He's probably pretty upset after I managed to sneak into his fortress and save the tribal gremlin.
I'm pretty upset that you managed to sneak into my fortress and save the tribal gremlin.
Told ya.
The time for your reckoning has come, Super Saiyan Zozo. I may have offered you a choice before, but now you have stolen 2 of my fighters away. That is unforgivable.
Well, have you thought that maybe those guys didn't want to be taken prisoner?
Intriguing. Now perish.
I felt my power rising, and once again, I turned back into my Super Saiyan form, ready for the fight. The Dark Wizard's forces attacked the base. Everyone did their best to repel the attack, but the Champion Colossus was simply unstoppable. I couldn't worry about him now, because Skeleton and Desert Lord had closed into melee range and were looking to take me down.
Yeah, no match for us this time, Zozo.
I drew my iron sword and took out the Desert Lord without much difficulty. The skeleton was a lot tougher, but even he couldn't withstand the power of a Super Saiyan. Speaking of Super Saiyan, I felt my power level grow once again as I buffed up to Super Saiyan Blue. I've got 30 hearts and I can fly now. How do you like me now? I was so excited that I almost didn't notice that the Dark Wizard and the Champion Colossus were retreating, and they had taken Charles with them. Charles, no! On days 54 to 57, myself and the other NPCs in the base did our best to repair the walls and training room. Nothing could repair the loss of Charles the Viking though. We had to get our friend back. He didn't deserve to fight other warriors until the end, and he definitely didn't deserve to fight Goku before I got to. I went to the tribal gremlin, half wondering how he didn't get captured when he had already gotten taken beforehand. How can we get Charles back?
It's simple. We go and save him because we want to, and we succeed because we believe we can.
That doesn't sound like a real plan.
The true warrior does not need plans, only the will to triumph.
Okay, look, TG, I just need to know if you have any idea where this Tournament of Champions is being held.
Fine. The truest warriors know that there is a Colosseum deep in the Nether, where only the mightiest fighters have gone. I think Baraka has probably chosen that place as the location of his tournament.
Nether Colosseum. Got it. How do I get there?
The only functioning portal to the Nether in this world was inside of the Champion Colossus's fortress. After you broke in, they most likely destroyed it so you couldn't follow them.
Well, there has to be a second portal. Otherwise, how could they get back to the Nether with Charles?
Think of it this way, Zozo. You could scour the entire world for that second portal, or you could be a true warrior and build one yourself.
Well, I guess I do want to be a true warrior. Building another portal it is. On days 58 to 62, I finally found an underground cavern with some diamond veins. Jackpot! I know that lava caves can be dangerous, but they're perfect for finding diamonds and also the obsidian I need to make the outside of the portal. But of course, diamonds come first. I'll need a diamond pickaxe to mine those obsidian blocks, and full diamond gear wouldn't hurt either. In addition to the magma cubes from last time, there were a few other mobs deep inside the lava caves, like these fire elementals that really meant to do me harm. But now that I'm a Super Saiyan 2nd grade, my buffs to melee attacks without a weapon are through the roof. I can punch cactuses bare hand, magma cubes barehanded, and now even the fire elementals can be defeated with just punches. After I dealt with those mobs, I got back to mining, and before too long, I had all the diamond ore that I needed to make myself a diamond pickaxe. And since I'm here, I think a newly upgraded Super Saiyan deserves some super cool diamond armor and weapons to match. That's right, I'm now decked out in full diamond armor, and a diamond sword too. Next, I rerouted some of the water in my base into the lava caves, creating a field of obsidian blocks ripe for mining. I'll be ready to make that nether portal in no time. But there are a few last things I need to do before I can start my quest to finally defeat the Dark Wizard. On days 63 to 66, I take a break from building my portal to continue work on the statue of King Vegeta. Wow, it really is starting to look like him. I wonder what the real King Vegeta would say if he were to see us now.
This is King Vegeta saying, subscribe to Zozo for more cool adventures like this. For the sake of all Saiyans, you should hit the red button and then the bell.
On days 67 to 70, it's about time I went to the nether and settled this. I craft a flint and steel out of materials I found in the caves. Then, I gathered my obsidian blocks and arranged them into the shape of a nether portal. I used the flint and steel to light the obsidian, and boom! The nether awaits. Not too far from the other side of the portal was a giant coliseum over a huge lake of lava. Of course, it had to be close, since a Baraka was kidnapping warriors from nearby. But I never would have found it if I wasn't in the nether. I guess me and the tribal gremlin are even now, since he gave me the hint about this place. Don't worry, Charles, I'm on my way. I made my way toward the Colosseum and found that it was guarded by a pair of zombie Spartans. No doubt the undead remains of warriors that had faced their demise in the Dark Wizard's arena. But they weren't going to stop me. Thorn Shooter, go! Blam, blam, blam! With a few whacks of my diamond sword, I knocked them down for good. On days 71 to 74, I stepped into the Colosseum, only to be surrounded by a cheering crowd of skeletons in the stands. The arena itself was empty, except for another fighter who was standing not so far away from me. He looked really tough, too.
Are you my next opponent?
I'm Zozo, and I've come to rescue my friend Charles the Viking.
I don't know who that is, but I have heard of you, Zozo. Long have I dreamed of fighting a Saiyan warrior.
There's no talking you out of this, huh?
Of course not. I am willing to fight any worthy opponent until the end, and that goes for you too.
The Aztec warrior ran towards me and attacked. He was strong, so I took some damage. I had to play this smart, so I flew into the air and shot him with the thorn shooter a couple of times. Then I landed behind him and hit him with a punch. I drew my diamond sword, and the two of us faced off.
You fight as well as the legends of your people suggest, Zozo.
I don't understand. Isn't Goku here? If you wanted to fight a Saiyan, why don't you fight him?
There is no Goku here. I would have remembered facing another Super Saiyan before you.
But Charles said there was a guy in an orange robe.
I did face such an adversary, but he was no Saiyan. If he was, I probably would have been defeated, like I have been defeated now.
And with that, the Aztec warrior fell. No more time for arena battles. I had to go find Charles. On days 75 to 78, I went to the barracks below the Colosseum and found Charles down there among the prisoners.
Zozo, thank goodness. I knew you'd come to rescue me.
Let's go home, Charles. I've done my share of fighting in this arena, and I say we don't give the Dark Wizard any more satisfaction. We ran backwards towards the arena, but as misfortune would have it, there was an ambush waiting for us. The champion Colossus stood ready to take us on. Well, take me on anyway. Did you think I was gonna have Charles fight this guy? Get behind me, Charles. It's time for Super Saiyan Blue Zozo to show the champion Colossus who the strongest fighter in the world is.
Strongest fighter in the world? Well, that would be me. This isn't the first tournament that the Dark Wizard of Baraka has held. I was the winner of the last one, and he let me go in return for becoming his eternal servant.
That's a sad story, but you're no match for me. I'm stronger than any warrior here. You can't beat me.
We shall see. On guard, Zozo the Saiyan.
The champion Colossus was definitely the strongest enemy I had fought up until this point, but there was no way I'd let him beat me. Too much was on the line. I reached for another pocket of sand, but I was out. Oh no! The champion Colossus hit me hard and sent me flying. Literally flying, because I can fly.
Is that all you've got, Zozo?
Leave Zozo alone, you big jerk.
Charles rushed in for a surprise attack, but it was all in vain. The champion Colossus hit him once, and he was struck down on the spot. Charles! I wouldn't let Charles throw his life away for nothing. I hit the champion Colossus with my diamond sword over and over until finally he collapsed. He was defeated.
Good job, Zozo. You avenged me.
Charles, you're gonna be fine.
I was destined for Valhalla the moment I was captured. You are a true warrior. It's always been you. Take care of yourself, Zozo.
And with that, Charles was gone. I made my way out of the arena and back towards my nether portal. On days 79 to 84, I was still in the nether when I heard the wicked laughter of the dark wizard Abraka echo behind me.
I've finally done it!
What is it now? I turned and saw the dark wizard had grown to a massive size, and he was brimming with power. Holy moly, what happened to you? He cruelly stared down at me like I was an ant he was about to step on.
Now that all the greatest fighters in the world have perished in my arena, I, Dark Wizard Abraka, have been able to absorb their martial arts and become master of magic and might. I am now the perfect being.
You're not perfect. You're not even close. You just stole the strength of a bunch of other people. You don't deserve to have their power, especially if you had to destroy them for it.
It is not for you to decide what I deserve. I have become a true warrior, and that means that all I need now is the will to triumph. Compared to that, what do you have, Saiyan, with that meager power you've gathered?
Maybe I'll never be the strongest, but at least I know who I am. I'm Zozo, a Super Saiyan, a Z-Fighter, and a truer warrior than you'll ever be.
You'll be nothing once I've destroyed you for good.
He stepped forward with the stolen power of all the fallen warriors. I knew I couldn't fight him just yet, so I turned and ran through my nether portal. As soon as I got to the other side, I used my diamond sword to break the portal, trapping the dark wizard in the netherworld. That should hold him for now. On days 85 to 89, I told the others at the base that Charles didn't make it back. They understood what it meant. He was in Valhalla and at peace. What mattered now was making sure that Abraka paid dearly for all the warriors he had sacrificed to gain his dark power.
Hey Zozo, Stu knows how bad you must feel about the rescue mission, so Stu decided to cheer you up by giving you a powerful new weapon. This will definitely help you defeat the Dark Wizard.
Stu gave me a banana bazooka, which was many times more powerful than my thorn shooter. This would be my new ranged weapon. Thanks, too.
Like Stu always says, bananas make everything better.
Later on, I completed the statue of King Vegeta, finally adding the diamond blocks he deserved to his armor. Nice! I had a feeling that the Dark Wizard would be on his way soon, so I went to seek the advice of the tribal gremlin. TG, I need your help.
The true warrior has finally arrived.
What?
I'm speaking about you, Zozo. You went down to that Colosseum and fought and returned. That means that you are now the strongest fighter in the world. You are the champion who must set things right.
What can I do? Abraka still has so much power.
You have power too. You just need to awaken it. There is a great waterfall behind the high cliffs. If you train there, you will be able to unlock your full potential.
On days 90 to 94, I followed the tribal gremlin's advice and sought out the great waterfall. The cliffs were really steep, so I had to use my flying abilities to climb up them. It's a good thing I still don't take any damage when I fall. Thinking back, this was the place I started my journey almost 100 days ago. It was remarkable to think how much I'd done in all that time. I had made friends, won battles, and even traveled to a whole different dimension. It was crazy. There were many waterfalls around this area, but somehow my spirit could tell which one would actually unlock my full potential. I trained my skills with both my sword and my punches, and I could feel myself growing stronger by the day. This is it. I'm going to become the true warrior I was always meant to be. At one point, a few giant lizards attacked me and tried to interrupt my training, but I saw this as another test of my power, and I fought them all off. The banana bazooka that Stu gave me was an excellent weapon for dealing with enemies at a distance. Of course, my melee attacks worked just as well. I will be the one who defeats the Dark Wizard. Me, Zozo, I've got this. When I finally reached the last day of training, I knew that I was the most powerful that I had ever been. A magical halo appeared in my inventory when it was over, probably to show that I had achieved my potential. On days 95 to 97, I was at the base when the coyotes told me that they had found another portal to the nether, deep in an emerald cave across the desert. It must have been the same portal that the Dark Wizard used to take Charles back to the nether when the one in the fortress of the Colossus was destroyed. Without a doubt, the Dark Wizard would be using that portal to re-enter the world and wreak havoc. I wasn't about to let that happen though, and prepared to meet him there and settle our score. But first, I had to enchant my gear and put the finishing touches on my base. Using the diamonds and obsidian from the lava caves, I crafted a few enchanted books and gave my diamond armor the Thorns enchantment. It would sacrifice durability, but in exchange, those who hit me would suffer damage. By now, I had enough green dye from the cactus blocks that I was able to make a green carpet across all the floors of the inside of the building. There were now enough bananas and prickly pears to feed an entire village, and with the help of the tribal gremlin, I was able to plant a lovely garden in the shadow of the King Vegeta statue. This place was now the perfect gym for martial artists and warriors everywhere to come and train, and I'd make sure that the world would be safe enough for them to do so. On day 98, I got some last-minute training in with the tribal gremlin. As a fellow warrior, I respected everything he had done for me until now. I promise when I return, nobody will have to worry about the Dark Wizard ever again. Please cheer for me in the comments and let me know what character you want to see me play as next. Tomorrow would be the test of whether or not I was a true warrior, so I spent the rest of the day getting ready. It was almost time for the final battle. On day 99, I was in the Emerald Cave, standing in front of the Nether portal, when the Dark Wizard finally stepped through.
Zozo, this is a surprise. You ran from me last time.
Never again. I'm going to stop you right here. If you don't want to fight, then go back to the Nether and leave us alone.
What fun would that be? I need to be on this side of the portal, where weaklings like you live.
That's where you're wrong, Abraka. I'm no weakling. I'm a true warrior, and I use my power to protect people. You will go no further. I fired the banana bazooka a few times to slow the Dark Wizard down. As he got closer, I drew my sword and attacked.
You think you could beat me in that form? Pathetic Saiyan.
His attacks were pretty strong, but my thorn enchantment did damage back to him.
Oh, clever trick, but it won't be enough.
Maybe you're right, Dark Wizard. But then again, this isn't even my final form. I started up the halo and allowed the power of my potential to flow through me. My spirit awakened one last time and gave me the power to become Ultra Ego Vegeta. 100 hearts, full power. Here we go. I will not let you destroy this world. With my new Ultra Fists, I punched the Dark Wizard over and over. This is for Charles! The Dark Wizard tried to strike back, but in Ultra Ego mode, the more damage I take, the more damage my attacks dealt.
No, all my power, it's being used against me.
It's not your power, but this is mine. With one decisive blow, I punched the Dark Wizard into space dust. Sayonara! The battle was now over. On day 100, I found Stu training with the tribal gremlin in the gym to become a stronger fighter. I guess he really looks up to the Saiyans after all, and all that true warrior talk set a positive example. There's nothing wrong with having a martial arts student, but I guess I wasn't expecting I'd become the master at the end of my journey. I'll be on guard here at the base while I train Stu and anyone else who shows up, because after all, there will always be people like the Dark Wizard who misuse power. From here on out, I'm going to make sure that the power is in the hands of true warriors. On day 1, I spawned in the desert as a baby snow golem. I was all alone, except for a honey golem who was much bigger than me. I wasn't sure why I was here, or why I was so little. Where are all the other snow golems? What am I doing out here where it's so hot and dry? Before the honey golem could answer me, a guster blew toward us. Who are you?
Who am I? I'm Gary the Guster, and there ain't a fella in the land who can take me and my Guster gang down. Just take a gander at what happens when you don't do what I say.
And with one attack, he destroyed the honey golem I spawned in next to. How could you do that? You monster!
Because I'm the baddest Guster around these parts. You got 100 days to rustle up 100 diamonds and bring the loot to me, or my gang and I will burn the nearest village to the ground, and you with it.
And with that threat, he disappeared, leaving me all alone. Oh no, I either need to gather Gary's ransom or defeat him. If I don't, there's gonna be trouble. But I'm gonna need to be a lot stronger before I can do that. On day 2, I started making my way through the desert toward the village. If they were in danger from Gary the Guster too, I needed to get there and warn them. Maybe they could help me, and we could keep each other safe. I realized I only had 5 hearts, so I would have to be careful on the way. As I was walking, a group of zombies appeared from out of a cave. What do you want?
Just keeping an eye on things for the boss. I don't see any diamonds. Maybe we ought to teach you a lesson in listening.
They attacked me, and I had nothing to fight back with. I was scared that they would take me down. I was way too small and weak to beat them right now. But just then, a bison ran up to me.
Howdy there, little snow golem. You're a long way from home.
I am, and I'm in danger.
Well, hop on my back and let's mosey on out of here. I can take us somewhere safe.
I hopped on the bison's back, and he carried me away from the zombies. Thank you. What's your name?
Iron. What's yours?
You can call me Zozo.
Mighty nice to meet you.
On day 3, Byron the Bison took me to his village. It was the same place I was trying to get to, so it all worked out pretty well. Except, of course, for the part where we had to all deal with Gary's evil plan. This is a nice village. Thank you for having me. Then, Byron took me to meet the mayor of the town. He was a golem like me, but he was an earth golem, not snow. Hello, Mr. Mayor.
Well, howdy there, little snow golem. What brings you to our town?
I quickly explained what I knew about Gary and his threat to destroy the village if I didn't bring him 100 diamonds.
That no-good scoundrel's been bothering us for some time now. Going on a few years. Maybe we can help each other out and bring him to justice once and for all.
I would love to help, but how?
Well, let's see. I reckon you'll need to make some tools, get started mining diamonds, and get a heck of a lot stronger too. We'll do whatever we can to help you do that. This town's plenty big enough for more kind-hearted folks after all. You can set up on the edge of town.
Byron and I started to leave, but the mayor had one more thing to say.
You know, this village needs a sheriff. I reckon you might just be the man for the job.
On days 4 and 5, I went out and punched some trees so I could gather enough wood to build a crafting bench. Then, I crafted some wooden tools. Once I had those, I could start gathering some stone. Hey, this is going pretty well so far. Once I had enough stone, I upgraded my tools from wood to stone ones, including a stone sword. I was ready to start building our base.
Say, Zozo, if you're fixing to be the sheriff, let's say we build you a sheriff station with a jail inside.
That's a perfect idea, Byron. We can use it as an armory too. It'll be the perfect place to help keep the village safe from Gary and his gang of goons. Then, I had a brilliant idea. Byron, every sheriff needs a deputy. Do you want the job?
Well, shucks, Zozo. I'd be honored.
With Byron chosen as my deputy, we got to work building our base, a couple of jail cells, and 2 rooms for us to sleep in. The mayor stopped by to admire our progress.
This looks mighty fine, boys. Here, Zozo, this should help you get started.
The mayor handed me a strong potion. I drank it and felt myself grow a little bit bigger, and I gained 2 hearts. On days 6 through 8, I explored the desert around the village, looking for more materials. While I was walking around, I saw a roadrunner being attacked by a nest of rattlesnakes. Hey, you leave her alone! I rushed at them with my stone sword and began to fight. They turned their attention away from the roadrunner and started attacking me instead. It was a tough fight, but after a long while, I knocked down the last rattlesnake.
Oh, thank you kindly.
The roadrunner ran over to me.
My name is Rhonda, and you're my hero.
Just doing my duty, ma'am. What are you doing all the way out here?
I got lost in the desert. I was looking for help getting back to my nest. It's in a cave, you see, but it isn't safe for me to go alone. My eggs are in there. I need to get to them before something terrible happens.
Well, that sounds like a job for the local sheriff. On days 9 and 10, Rhonda and I made our way to the cave where her nest was.
I wanted my nest to be out of the sun, and this cave used to be safe. But when people started mining in there, it woke something up. Something terrible. This is it. Please be careful, Sheriff Zozo.
I'll do my best. I drew my sword and crept into the cave.
What are you doing in my cave?
A werewolf jumped out of the shadows and roared at me. This cave belongs to more than just you.
This cave ain't big enough for the both of us.
He swiped at me with his claws and knocked me back into the wall of the cave. I dropped my sword, and when I ran to pick it up, he hit me again. Uh-oh, this guy is way too strong.
Get out now, or I'll finish you off.
I'll have to come back and face him again when I'm stronger. I need to go help Rhonda. I ran out of the cave, where Rhonda was waiting. I'm sorry, he's too strong. But please, come back to town with me. You can stay at my sheriff's station until we can come back. I'll help you get your eggs back, I promise. On days 11 and 12, I returned to my base with Rhonda. I built her a room, including a crafting bench and a chest.
Thank you for the help, Zozo. It means the world to me.
Of course, I'm happy to help. Now that we're safe, do you know anything about Gary the Guster?
Not too much, only that he's got a hankering for diamonds and power, and won't let anything stand in his way. He's hurt a lot of people, made himself a lot of enemies. If we all band together, maybe we can do something about him.
That's what I've been thinking too. Glad we're on the same team. After my chat with Rhonda, I went mining for some more materials. I found iron and coal too. I made a furnace and smelted the iron, then used it to craft some iron tools and boots. Best of all, I crafted an iron sword. Then, I built an armory where I could store all of my new tools. This base is coming together. We'll be able to take on Gary and his gang in no time. On days 13 to 15, I wanted to find a way to get stronger, so I talked to Byron the Bison for some advice.
Well, I reckon the best strength in the world is experience. You ought to go on a quest or two and get better at helping others out. Then you'll get stronger. Also, you'd best get yourself some armor for the job.
Thanks so much, Byron. I gathered silver and crafted myself some armor. Then I headed out to explore the forest. Now it's time to find a quest. But where is someone who I can help? I looked around, but couldn't see anyone that might have a quest for me. How was I supposed to get experience if no one needed me to do anything? Then I saw a pumpkin boss shaking an apple tree. Hi there, do you need some help with the apples?
Hey, you're the sheriff trying to go up against Gary the Guster. Let me teach you a lesson.
He attacked me, but I was ready. I had my new armor to protect me. And I had my new sword, too. I dodged his attack, then slashed at him, knocking him back. After a lot of tough back and forth, I was able to win. I did it! I did it! Then I noticed he dropped something, a shed snakeskin. Hey, I bet I can use this to craft something. I took the snakeskin back to my base and crafted a vine lasso with it. Wow, I can use this to wrangle bad guys and bring them back to jail. On days 16 to 19, I decided to explore some more and see what I could find. I ended up coming across an abandoned mine and looked inside. There was a chest in there. I opened it and I found an old diary belonging to a miner that left it behind ages ago. Gary the Guster came through town again, telling us to give him diamonds. I heard a rumor that he's building a base not too far from here, but no one's been able to find it yet. I have my suspicions that it's out in the forest over yonder. Wow, so Gary's base must not be too far away. Maybe I can find it, but first, I'll have to get even stronger so I can defeat him. Before I could do anything else, I was attacked by a gang of Mandragora.
This is what happens when you go up against Gary the Guster.
But they were no match for my new armor and sword. Just like with the pumpkin boss before, I fought them hard and was able to defeat them. As a few of them ran away, I yelled after them. Tell Gary he won't be picking on people for much longer. On days 20 to 22, I traveled back to the village. When I got there, I saw some plague rats bothering some villagers. I fought them and took them out easily. Wow, I'm getting good at this. On the way back to the sheriff's station, I found some silver I could use to upgrade my gear and my armor. With that taken care of, I was feeling strong enough to go fight the werewolf and help Rhonda get back her nest.
You again? I thought I already taught you a lesson.
Well, I'm back, and I'm strong enough to fight you now. With my new armor and sword, I was able to hold my own against the werewolf. He knocked me back, but I didn't drop my sword, and I kept fighting. Then I pulled out my secret weapon, the vine lasso. I captured the werewolf in the lasso and started pulling him back to the jail. You're going to jail.
You ain't got what it takes to bring down Gary the Guster. He took out my whole gang, and I had to hide in those caves when he came to town. You go up against him, and you're toast.
On days 23 to 26, I threw the werewolf into one of the empty jail cells. Well, Rhonda, you can go back to the caves now. Your nest is safe, and your eggs are waiting for you.
Thank you so much, Zozo. I'll never forget what you did for me. And I'll be sure to come back and visit once my eggs have hatched.
I can't wait.
By the way, you should build a guard tower. It will help keep you safe here.
Rhonda was right. It would be a good idea to have a guard tower so we could keep a lookout. I started constructing one right away. When the guard tower was done, I realized I needed some ranged weapons. So I crafted some javelins too. I can really defend this place now. On days 27 to 31, I decided to travel to a snowy area to see if I could find some more snow golems like me. If I could, maybe they could help protect the village and take down Gary. I was enjoying the cold and looking around for some other snow golems when I saw some snow beasts. They looked lost, so I sent them back to my base, and they went off to find it. Next, I decided to gather some ice to take back to my base. If I had it there, I wouldn't feel so homesick as the only snow golem in the desert. Even if I didn't find any snow golems, it would make me feel much better. When I got back to the village, Mayor Earth Golem came up to me.
Sheriff Zozo, we need your help. Gary's gang came through town and kidnapped some of our villagers.
Oh no, of course I'll help.
And I'll come with you. What kind of mayor would I be if I didn't look out for my own people?
On days 32 to 35, the mayor and I went into the forest to find the kidnapped villagers and save them from Gary's gang. We spotted the horde of zombies and a bunch of villagers in cages. The zombies were laughing at them. Don't worry, everyone. You're safe now. We're coming to save you. I rushed at them with my sword drawn. The mayor followed me and tried to help fight too. But one of the zombies knocked him down. Get away from him! I tried to stop them from hurting him, but the zombies destroyed the mayor. No! I swore I'd have revenge. In honor of the fallen mayor, I defeated the rest of the zombies and freed the villagers. But now the town is without a mayor. We need someone to lead the villagers. On days 36 to 39, I set off in search of a new mayor for the village. We need someone tough to help protect the villagers from Gary. I know, I'll go into the mountains. Only tough people can survive up there. So I went to the mountains and looked around. Is there anyone here who can be a mayor?
Are you looking for help?
I looked and saw Zeus, the king of Olympus, standing on top of a mountain. Yes, I am.
Well, I need help with something. If you can help me, I can be the mayor in return.
What is it?
A group of gremlins stole my treasured guitar. Jamming on that guitar was the only way to pass the time up here on this boring old mountain. Please, get it back for me.
It was a small price to pay to find a new, powerful mayor. I found the gremlins nearby, smashing the guitar into some rocks. Hey, that's not what rock music means. I fought off the gremlins and got the guitar back. Here you go, Zeus. Or should I say, Mayor Zeus.
Thank you. I'd be happy to be the mayor if the villagers are all as kind as you.
They are. We're trying to defeat Gary the Guster.
Ah, Gary. He's asking for diamonds, I bet. Well, I can tell you where a very good diamond mine is, if you want.
Yes, please. So Zeus gave me directions to the diamond mine. Things were really starting to come together. One way or another, I'd keep the village safe. On days 40 to 43, I returned home to the village and dropped off Mayor Zeus at his new house. Back at the sheriff's station, I decided to spiff up the place. I added torches and bookshelves for extra light and to give me and Deputy Byron something to read on our downtime. Once I was done, I checked in with Byron to see what he thought.
Say, this looks great, Sheriff. But with so much new danger, we need more deputies. Let's make a deputies wanted sign.
Great idea! I added a sign outside the station. New deputies wanted. And pretty soon, villagers started showing up to apply for the job. 6 new deputies joined. I built a barracks onto the base with bunk beds, so they would all have a place to sleep. Gary the Guster won't know what hit him when we take him on. One of the snow beasts came to find me while I was working.
We heard a rumor about an ice cave where another snow golem is living. You should check it out and see if he can help us.
Wow, thank you! Another snow golem. It almost sounded too good to be true. On days 44 to 49, I journeyed to the ice cave to search for the other snow golem. When I got there, I couldn't see anyone at first, but then I saw a shadow in the cave. Hello? I walked toward the opening of the cave, but Gary the Guster appeared.
Yeehaw! I knew you'd fall for my trap. I hear you've been rustling up a team to try and beat me. Well, I can't have that.
You're such a bully, making people get diamonds for you. Why do you even need so many anyway?
You sure do ask a lot of questions, Sheriff. I'll have you know it's my dream to live in a mansion made out of nothing but diamonds. I don't care how many towns I have to destroy to get them, neither.
That's terrible.
Never said I was nice. Now I gotta mosey on back to my diamonds, but I'm not letting you go that easy. Alpha Coyote, get him.
Gary whooshed away, and in his place, there was an Alpha Coyote. He was pretty big and strong too, but I knew I could take him. I drew my sword and got ready for a fight. On days 50 to 53, I fought hard against the Alpha Coyote.
You might as well give up now. I'm so much bigger than you.
You may be big, but I'm brave and strong, and I have the support of my friends to keep me from giving up. With a decisive strike from my sword, I defeated the Alpha Coyote. I did it! I won! Well, I won this battle. There's more to come. Hey, wait, what's this? I looked on the ground where the Alpha Coyote fell at the end of our fight. There was a journal. Hey, this says property of Gary the Guster inside. It must belong to him.
Dear Diary, I built the best dang hideout this Wild West has ever seen. It's so sparkly, made up of all those diamonds I took from the villagers. And no one will find me here between the 2 tallest mountains in the region. They'll never get rid of Gary the Guster and his gang of goons.
Hey, I know where those mountains are. When the time comes, I'll be able to find Gary's base after all. On days 54 to 57, I ventured deeper into the ice caverns. I wasn't going to give up my search for another snow golem now. I had to keep looking and see if there was really someone here, or if it was all just one of Gary's traps. In the distance, I could see the light of a fire. There was someone here. As I got closer, I could see that some of the zombies from the Guster gang of goons were gathered around the fire, and they had a snow golem with them. Oh no, I have to help him escape. I stayed back and out of sight and threw one of my javelins at the zombies. I had the element of surprise, and they scattered when it hit. Take that, you undead outlaws!
Hey, where did you come from? This is our hideout and you're trespassing.
No, you're the ones who are trespassing. Instead of getting into an argument with them, I decided to get right to the fighting instead. I rushed in with my sword and fought them with everything I had.
Quick, let's get out of here!
The zombies ran out of the caverns, leaving me with the snow golem. I'll get you out of here.
Not so fast.
I turned around, and there was an hac-tic.
You're not taking this prisoner without a fight, unless you've got those 100 diamonds for Gary.
You'll never get those diamonds from me. I took hac-tics down and let the snow golem free.
Hey, look!
Oh, it's a power potion. I drank it and grew bigger, and I gained 2 more hearts. Wow, that's amazing!
Thank you so much for letting me go. Gary has been taking out all of the golems, so there will be no one left to protect the villagers. I was so scared that I was the only one left.
Well, now you know you're not alone. Come back to my base with me. We've got a whole bunch of people to help. Gary won't get away with it this time. On days 58 to 62, I worked on improving things at the base. The sheriff's station was pretty great, but it could still get even better. The villagers had all the food we could need, but we needed to make way more tools and weapons. I expanded the crafting area and the armory, so we'd have lots of space for more equipment. Then I headed off to the area Zeus told me about, where I could find lots of diamonds. I went down into the mine there, and sure enough, there they were! I used my iron pickaxe to mine the diamonds and took them back to the base. I used all those diamonds to make diamond armor, a pickaxe, and a sword. Next, I thought about how I might need to gather extra food while traveling to new places. A fishing rod could help me catch fish on the go, so I crafted a fishing rod to help me, in case I ever needed it. On days 63 to 66, Mayor Zeus came to visit me at the sheriff's station. What can I do for you, Mayor?
Did you get a chance to check out the diamond cave I told you about?
I did, thank you. There were lots of diamonds there. I used them to upgrade my gear though.
That's okay. I thought you might need to do that. I wanted to tell you that I heard about another cave with lots of diamonds to mine.
Really? Thank you. That's great news.
Happy to help. I'll keep an ear out for more diamond news too.
I really missed my old friend Mayor Earth Golem, but Zeus was doing his legacy proud and seemed to really care about the village. I set off to the new cave to mine for more diamonds. Inside, I saw a group of little Kados. I could hear them whispering to each other.
I'm telling you, the boss is out there somewhere.
Boss? Are they talking about Gary the Guster?
He's a werewolf. He's tough.
Not as tough as Gary. There's no way he survived that attack. We're doomed. We'll be next.
Wait, these must be members of the werewolf's old gang. I wonder if they'll try to fight me.
Hey, are you the sheriff?
Why do you want to know?
We hear you're trying to fight Gary the Guster, and we want to help.
Really? That would be great.
If you can help us rescue more of our old gang, we promise to all help you out. They're in an underground base deep in these caves.
You got it. Go back to my base at the sheriff's station, and I'll come meet you when I've rescued your buddies. Also, your old leader is there in jail. Sorry about that. On days 67 to 70, I traveled deeper into the caves in search of the underground base. If I could find more of the werewolf's gang, that would be even more deputies to fight with me. Look at me, turning outlaws into good guys. Mayor Earth Golem would be so proud of what a great sheriff I'm becoming. Before I could celebrate my progress anymore though, I spotted a Nightwalker mage holding another group of little Kados prisoner. Those must be the rest of the gang they were talking about. How can I get them out of here? He looks pretty dangerous. I don't know if I can fight him and make it out. I started looking around for a way to sneak by the Nightwalker mage, but I couldn't find anything. I guess I'll have to be brave and try to fight him, even though I'm scared. I thought about my friends and how they'd all faced so much danger with me so far. If they could do it, so could I. I attacked the Nightwalker mage, and he flew into the air to dodge my attack. This looks like a job for my vine lasso. I tossed it at the Nightwalker mage and caught him. I pulled him back down to the ground, and while he was trapped, I attacked him with my sword. He broke free, but not before I got a good hit in. The Nightwalker mage teleported behind me, but I spun around and got him again. It was a pretty intense battle, but eventually I was able to win with the help of my vine lasso and my shiny new diamond sword.
Thank you, stranger.
I'm no stranger. I'm the sheriff.
Oh no, are we under arrest?
No, I'm here to save you. Go back to my base at the sheriff's station. Your friends will be there, and you'll see that everything is going to be okay. On days 71 to 74, I traveled to a river to try out some fishing. I hadn't done it before, and I wanted to get good at it in case I needed to catch a fish in a hurry. As I was walking along the river, I saw a strange message on the ground. If you're enjoying this adventure, find more Zozo videos by searching for ZO, and don't forget to like and subscribe. That's pretty weird. Anyway, back to fishing. I caught a few fish, and I was feeling pretty good about myself. But then, Gary the Guster showed up.
Sheriff fishing on the job, eh? Should be out there mining for my diamonds if you want that village of yours to survive.
Why can't you just leave us alone?
I will, once you give me what I want.
That's not fair.
Life ain't fair.
We rushed at each other, and I pulled out my sword and my vine lasso.
You think you can lasso me like cattle? I'm no cowboy.
I tried my best, but it wasn't enough to defeat him. I didn't want to run, but I needed to stay alive to get stronger and to help my friends. So I turned and I ran all the way back to my base. Next time, I'll be ready. On days 75 to 78, I got to work on my base again. Now that I know how strong Gary is, after trying to fight him again, I know we need to make the base even better. Byron had a great idea for how to improve it.
What if we build an underground bunker? Somewhere we can hide out if we need to, if he comes to attack us before we're ready.
Perfect! I got to work building the bunker. before long, we had a great big underground hideout to go to if Gary attacked before I was strong enough to beat him. After I was done, some of the little Katos from the werewolf's gang came up to me with a book.
It's the magic book to help you get bigger and stronger.
Wow, thank you! I tried some of the magic from the book, and sure enough, I grew bigger and gained more hearts. What an amazing gift! They really are good guys after all. On days 79 to 84, I decided to test my new strength on some mobs. I went out into the desert with my sword and my lasso and found some skeletons to fight. Taste the lasso, boneheads! I rounded them up and took them all out. After I defeated the last of the skeletons, a desert lord came up to me. Is he going to try and fight me too? But to my surprise, he gave me a gift instead.
Thank you for getting rid of the skeletons. They've been making so much trouble here. As the lord of this desert, I present you with this sharpness enchantment, which will increase the power of your sword.
Awesome! So now I'm stronger, and my sword is stronger too. This is great! On days 85 to 89, I came back to the base, only to find it under attack by an army of zombies. Of course, this has got to be the work of Gary the Guster. There were so many of them, it would be dangerous to get close. Thankfully, I had some of the javelins I made earlier. You're about to find out why you don't mess with the sheriff, zombies. I threw javelin after javelin until I had the zombie gang on the run. With the help of the rest of my deputies, we were able to run the undead outlaws out of town. But it wasn't just my base they were interfering with. The zombies were causing trouble all over town while I was gone. One of the villagers ran over to me and told me that while the zombies were ransacking the town, they took one of his chickens. Don't worry, villager, I'll have that chicken back to you safe and sound. I chased the remaining zombies out into the woods, and I saw the chicken running along with them. That must be the villager's chicken. But the zombies had such a head start now. I didn't know if I could catch up to them in time. Wait, the javelins can come in handy here too. With a few well-placed throws, those zombies were done for, and the chicken was free. Come on, little chicken, let's get you back to your owner. I brought the chicken back to his owner, who was so happy to see him. The villager thanked me for getting his chicken back, and felt terrible that he didn't have anything to give me as a reward. Don't worry about it. The only reward I need is knowing I did a job well done. On days 90 to 94, I followed the trail of zombie footprints and destruction until I finally found a cave with a sign out front. Get out of these parts or face the wrath of the Guster Gang. This has gotta be it, their secret hideout. I better check it out. I snuck into the cave and saw that it was empty, except for one strange figure standing there, like he was waiting for me. Who are you?
I'm the Soul Leader, and I'm here to make sure you don't mess with the boss's plans no more.
Why would you work for him? What he's doing is wrong. He's hurting so many people, all because he's greedy.
Nothing wrong with a little greed. It's a dog-eat-dog world, Sheriff. We're all just trying to get fed.
But isn't it better to be nice, to help others, and know that they'll help you in return?
What kind of sucker helps people? That ain't this kind of town.
But it could be.
Enough chatter. Turn and draw your weapon, Sheriff.
I drew my sword and my vine lasso, ready for a fight. After all of my recent experience, I was feeling pretty good about it. But when the Soul Eater rushed at me, I knew I was wrong. This wasn't an ordinary fight. He was incredibly fast and strong. Definitely the toughest fighter of the Guster Gang I had met so far. I didn't have much time. I had to think fast. I ran backwards away from him and pulled out a javelin. Let's finish this! On days 95 and 97, I continued battling the Soul Eater in the Guster Gang's secret cave hideout. It was pretty close, but putting some space between us and throwing a javelin helped me to do some crucial extra damage and get the advantage I needed. While the Soul Eater was recovering, I tied him up in my lasso and rushed him with my sword.
Oh, this can't happen. You're weak.
I'm strong now. With the Soul Eater beaten and not going anywhere, I decided to look around the hideout for anything I could use. Hey, a battle axe! Awesome! You're coming with me. I turned back to the Soul Eater. And so are you. Let's get you back to the jail and you can start talking. I took the Soul Eater back to the sheriff's station and put him in the other cell there. Tell me what you know about Gary the Guster.
Fine. I can draw you a map to the diamond castle he's building. Is that what you want?
Yeah, that would be great.
Then you'll let me go?
Only if you promise to try being a good guy.
If it gets me out of here, then sure. Here, Sheriff. No tricks. It's real.
Now I knew exactly where to go to get Gary once and for all. On day 98, after I got the map from the Soul Eater, I decided to walk around my base and check in on everything. All my new deputies were doing great, settling into their duties. As I was seeing what the deputies were doing, I heard someone come to the door. It was Rhonda, and she had a bunch of baby roadrunners with her.
Children, this here is Sheriff Zozo. He helped me get back to you when you were still eggs in the nest.
I owe him a lot of thanks.
Wow, Rhonda, I'm so glad you and your babies are doing well.
You're a hero, Sheriff Zozo. Never forget that.
Next, Byron came to talk to me.
Sheriff, it's been an honor to be your deputy. Thank you for giving this old bison a chance to help save my village. Take this potion of strength as a token of my appreciation.
Thank you so much, Deputy Byron. Mayor Zeus stopped by to see me next.
I never thought I'd be a mayor, but you believed in me. I believe in you too, Zozo. Don't forget, fellows like Gary are driven by greed and nothing else. Friendship and goodness are so much stronger, and they'll win in the end, every time. Remember that.
It seemed like everyone believed in me, and with amazing friends like these in my corner, Gary wouldn't stand a chance. On day 99, I followed the map I got from the Soul Eater. It was now or never, with only one more day left before Gary would come to collect his ransom. There was no way I was going to let him destroy the village. As I was walking there, a pigeon flew by overhead.
You can do it, Zozo!
Thank you, pigeon. I reached a massive castle made of diamonds, surrounded by zombies and skeletons. He has this many diamonds already, and he wants even more? This guy's the worst. There were so many enemies outside, I wasn't sure if I could take them all on by myself. But then, my trusty Deputy Byron the Bison showed up.
Didn't think I'd let you do this without your first deputy, your right-hand man, did you?
Day 100, Byron and I fought our way through the zombies and skeletons and headed into the Diamond Castle. There were so many of them, it was a miracle we got through. How can this guy afford to pay all these goons and build a Diamond Castle?
We've got to keep fighting, Zozo. We're almost there.
You're right, Byron. We can do this. Inside, Gary the Guster was sitting on top of a diamond throne.
Well, well, well. Look what the cat dragged in.
We're here to end this, Gary. Your reign of terror is over.
Well, ain't that a hoot? Listen, little sheriff, you can't fight the wind. I'm a force of nature, and I ain't going nowhere.
Too bad. We're here to shut you down. I pulled out my trusty vine lasso and got ready to wrangle Gary. But before I could, he threw sand in my eyes and I dropped it. I couldn't see what I was doing.
I'll be your eyes, Zozo. Dodge to the left. He's gonna attack.
I listened to Byron and dodged. It helped me avoid Gary's hit.
Hey, that's cheating.
Blinding people before a fight is cheating, Gary. And Gary didn't let up. I could feel the force of his mighty winds trying to blow me away. But Byron was still there to help.
Rush at him with your sword. Straight forward.
You can't do this dance forever, cowboy.
I don't have to.
What in tarnation?
I rushed at Gary with my sword, and Byron ran at him too. Together, we dealt one huge blow, and Gary dissolved. He was gone. Is it really over?
It's really over. Let's say you and I get back to the town and rustle up some celebratory grub.
That sounds good to me.
You make a darn good sheriff, Zozo.
And thanks to us, Gary the Guster and the Guster Gang would never hassle another town again.